Chapter 3853. Of course I do. How can I not? That bastard. He's been gone for so many years that I can't even dream of him. To be honest, his face is a blur in my mind. Maybe I'm getting old and confused. Forget it, Mom. Let's not talk about the unhappy things. Let Jishi move out. If you're scared, I'll find you a few nannies to live with you. Forget it. I have money and nowhere to spend it. I could take care of myself. Why would I need a nanny? You're rich and have 3 kids. Keep them. Even if I had 30 kids, Chin Chu would be able to raise them. Huamin chuckled. Yes. Your Chu is so capable. My daughter is so lucky. They chatted. Finally, Huamin felt sleepy and fell asleep on her mother's lap. Huamin had wanted to watch Han Yueyao's live stream, but she forgot about it. She fell asleep just like that. Yang Meiyurong picked up a small blanket and covered Huamian with it. Then, she patted her carefully, just like when she was little. She didn't know that Huamin wasn't her biological daughter, or that the baby in Dongtao Town had been swapped. So, she treated Huamin wholeheartedly. At the headquarters of Imperial Star, President Su, and pushed open the door and rushed in. What's wrong? Was Han Yueyao eliminated? Su put down a file in his hand and asked calmly. No, she made it to the next round. Whoa, she's good. So you seem to have expected that Han Yueyao would make it to the next round and wasn't surprised at all. President Su, it's a pity that you didn't watch the live stream. It's boring. It's not as exciting as watching a basketball game. So you said deliberately. President Su, Han Yueyao's dancing skills are. She's better than those big stars. Her 50-second impromptu dance was also excellent. It's the first time I saw her perform a folk dance. Folk dance? Su frowned. Yes, it's a Mongolian dance. It's super good. There was thunderous applause, and the judges were all very excited. It's such a pity that you didn't see it. One was at the door. He and a few secretaries and assistants from Su Yu's secretary's office were watching through the projector in the conference room. They were having a good time. Su Yu was so busy that he really didn't look at it. However, he secretly followed Weibo. Look at the reactions of the passers-by. Sure enough, Han Yueyao didn't disappoint and immediately got people's attention. This girl from Imperial Star is very talented. I like her so much. I'm her fan now. She's really pretty, right? I heard that she's never had any plastic surgery. She didn't even have her eyebrows and eyes done. She's a natural beauty, that's right. Otherwise, why would Lord Su dote on her so much? In fact, when he saw the netizens' reactions, Su Yu knew Han Yueyao had succeeded. At the very least, he wouldn't be placed on standby after the first round. This time, the judges were all super big shots, so the competition was considered fair. They didn't favor anyone just because they were famous or popular. At this moment, the director of the Public Relations Department knocked on the door and walked in. President Su, the live stream just ended. Yao's popularity is very high. Should we take the opportunity to hype her up and write a proposal? Do you want to buy trending searches? Su Yu glared at her. We can buy trending searches, but it'll cost a lot of money. You'd better rest. She's a newbie, and we don't need to spend money on her. Let's see how lucky she is. I won't give her any hype. This was one of the strictest rules Su Yu had for Han Yueyao. He didn't allow the company to hype her up or spend money on her. She had to rely on herself. Yes, she had to rely on herself. Of course, this was what Han Yueyao wanted to see. After the live stream, Han Yueyao changed her clothes and was about to walk out. Hey, Han Yueyao. Behind her, the popular young man who had teamed up with her called out to her. Huh, let's add each other on WeChat. The handsome king with tens of millions of fans looked aloof, but he took out his cell phone as if he was going to scan the QR code. Chapter 3854. Han Yueyao was hesitating about how to reject this person. He said, Don't get me wrong. I think we're a team, and we're bound together for good or ill. Let's add each other on WeChat to improve our chemistry. It'll be good for rehearsals. Since he said so, Han Yueyao didn't reject his offer. Okay. Then he took out his cell phone and opened the QR code. The influencer scanned it and added each other as friends. Han Yueyao's profile picture changed to a big white rabbit with its teeth bared, looking very cute. The other person's profile picture was a fox. It was very similar to the fox and rabbit couple in Zootopia. See you later. Han Yueyao greeted her friends in a friendly manner and walked out of the live stream room. Then she got in her car and left. In the first round, the person who was favored was a popular female celebrity. The reason why she was favored was obvious. She didn't have any skills when she danced. To put it bluntly, she learned pole dancing from a nightclub. She put on a black mask and pretended to be a night cat. People who didn't know how to dance might find her seductive and sexy, but the 3 professional judges didn't buy it. They gave her a pending result, which made her very angry. Her fans even made a scene that day, saying that the newcomer of Imperial Star had an inside job and could advance to the next round by dancing casually. Their princess, their goddess, tried her best to dance, but wasn't liked. But people were used to these controversies. Only popular variety shows with controversial topics would attract people's attention. This was what the production team wanted. When Han Yueyao came out, she sent a WeChat message to Huamin and Suyu. I made it to the next round. I'll work harder. Then she sent a V emoji. Han Yueyao didn't say much. Then she remembered Su Xiao, who had always been good to her. So she sent a WeChat message to her. Xiao, I made it to the next round. Haha, I don't know what kind of luck I got. I saw it on TV. I'm very happy for you. Han Yueyao wasn't used to Su Xiao's serious tone. Why are you so serious? It's not like you. Xiao, when I come back tonight, I'll treat you to spicy hot pot after class. Haha, sure. Su Xiao agreed without hesitation. The next live stream was a week away. She should have rehearsed with the popular young actor, but he had a lot of work to do, so she didn't stay and went back to the company with her agent and assistant. Yao, your performance today was not bad. Keep it up next time. When we go back this time, I'll let the dance teacher continue to rehearse for you. The manager said, okay. She heaved a sigh of relief and took a nap on the way back. She even drooled when she fell asleep. Her manager and assistant were more mischievous. They took photos with their phones and even photoshopped them for her. There was one more line. I think I'm under a spell of deep sleep. Then the agent remembered that Han Yueyao had a Weibo account set up by her company for this live stream. Taking advantage of her popularity, her agent asked the public relations department for a Weibo account and posted a photo of her saliva. Instantly, there were thousands of comments. Of course, it was a lot for a newbie like her. Wow, she's so cute. She looks so cute even when she's sleeping. Scheming bitch, you made our goddess wait. I hate you so much. You're obviously posing. Why are you pretending? She doesn't look like posing. I want to pinch her chubby cheeks. Han Yueyao only took a nap in the car. When she woke up, she felt like the earth was about to explode. Yao, look. It's only been a few hours, and you've gained 50,000 fans. Her agent showed her the Weibo account happily. Chapter 3855. What's going on? Han Yueyao looked puzzled. You're going to be famous. I didn't expect you to start off so well. President Su must be very happy. The agent said smugly. Hearing Su Yu's name, Han Yueyao pursed her lips and smiled shyly, but no one noticed this small detail. Big Yao, if you really become a big star, don't replace us. We'll always be with you, the assistant said. I'm not that lucky. Yes, you are. I think you're going to be famous, the agent continued. Then my salary will be higher than before. I'll make a lot of money, right? Han Yueyao calculated. Of course, if you become famous, you'll get more endorsements. When the time comes, you'll get 8 figures for a skincare product or something, right? Forget it. I'll stop dreaming. Don't paint a picture of me. Ha! If I get suspended next time, I'll be finished. Han Yueyao wasn't confident that she could go far. After all, she wasn't popular and couldn't make money from both sides. Other artists all had their own personas designed by their companies. For example, you're a foodie, a straightforward person, an idiot, a little muddle-headed person, a little cutie, or a tomboy. This type of woman was very popular now, but Han Yueyao insisted on being herself. After returning to the company, she went straight to the rehearsal room to practice her dance. In the performance department, Han Yueyao won the competition for the first time, and everyone was very happy. So you didn't meet her in private. They just sent a few WeChat messages. Seeing Suyu was busy, Han Yueyao didn't want to disturb him. At night, Han Yueyao went to find Su Xiaoxiao early, and they went to a new hot pot restaurant near the company. Yao, I asked Lin to come and eat with us. Do you mind? Su Xiaoxiao asked while looking at Han Yueyao's reaction. Okay. Then let's eat together. It won't cost much anyway. At the mention of Lin Hang, Han Yueyao's expression turned unnatural. As soon as the two of them finished speaking, Lin Hang came in alone. He didn't bring his brothers. Big brother Lin, this way. Su Xiaoxiao was always enthusiastic when she saw Lin Hang. Lin Hang was wearing a black windbreaker, and his hair was a little long. He walked over and sat down beside Su Xiaoxiao, across from Han Yueyao. It was obvious that he was deliberately distancing himself from him. In the past, when the three of them ate together, he would always sit in the middle. Is it cold outside? Su Xiaoxiao asked. I'm not cold. You came here on a motorcycle? No, my motorcycle was borrowed. I took a taxi. Oh, that's good. Let's drink some wine. Anyway, you can take a taxi back later. You don't have to worry about drunk driving. After that, Su Xiaoxiao called the waiter and ordered 3 bottles of beer. Congratulations. Lin Hang raised his glass at Han Yueyao. Before she could say anything, he downed his glass. It was as if he was angry with someone. Big brother Lin, drink slower. Yao Yao, and I can't hold our liquor as well as you. How can we keep up with you drinking like this? It's okay, I'll drink more. You two can do whatever you want. Ignoring Su Xiaoxiao's advice, Lin Hang drank 3 glasses in a row. It was obvious that he didn't come with good intentions. Superstar, congratulations on getting your wish. This time, you're finally famous and out of the world of commoners. Hee hee. Su Xiaoxiao and Han Yueyao could hear the obvious sarcasm in Lin Hang's words. Han Yueyao looked a little embarrassed. Big brother Lin, do you like our Yao Yao? Su Xiaoxiao asked with a smile. Those who didn't know would think she was joking. Chapter 3856. Lin Hang smiled mockingly. Like? Am I good enough? She's going to be a superstar. What am I? I'm just a mechanic. Su Xiaoxiao could tell that Lin Hang was serious. Even the tone of his voice was filled with jealousy. To be honest, she was a little hurt. She had liked this man for so long. He did like another woman, but she believed that things weren't like what Gao Yeruo said, that Han Yueyao was flirting with him. It seemed that Yao Yao hadn't accepted Lin Hang yet. Otherwise, their relationship wouldn't be so delicate. My parents always had high hopes for me, but I was always disappointed in return. Later on, when I grew up, I understood what I wanted. To me, being an artist or a celebrity isn't important. What's important is that I have the ability to give my family a good life. Today, I was really lucky, but I don't know if I'll be so lucky next time. Anyway, I'll take it one step at a time. Thank you both for coming to celebrate with me today. I don't have any family or friends in this city, so thank you. Then, Han Yueyao picked up a wine glass and took a big gulp. She finished the whole glass. Yao Yao, drink slowly. I'm fine. Ignoring Su Xiaoxiao's advice, Han Yueyao drank 3 glasses in a row. To be honest, this hot pot wasn't very enjoyable. The 3 of them each had their own thoughts. Su Xiaoxiao wanted to know what was going on with these two. Lin Hang liked Han Yueyao, but he felt that she was getting farther and farther away from him. Han Yueyao didn't think she did anything wrong. She just wanted her parents to live a comfortable life. Why was she misunderstood? After the hot pot, Lin Hang wanted to pay the bill, but Han Yueyao, who was a little drunk, pushed him away. I said it's my treat. No one is allowed to fight with me. Han Yueyao took out 5 100 yuan bills from her wallet and paid the bill. She's a little drunk. Take her home. Lin Hang glanced at Su Xiaoxiao. Big brother Lin, you and Yao Yao. Su Xiaoxiao had been holding back for the whole night. In fact, she had a lot of questions to ask the two of them. However, the atmosphere tonight was strange. She didn't ask until she finished eating. After paying the bill, she went to the washroom. Su Xiaoxiao looked at Lin Hang and asked vaguely. Xiaoxiao, I like her a lot. She's very real. I've been chasing her, but she didn't agree to it. Before, I wasn't convinced, but now I understand. We're not destined to be in the same world. I can't enter her world. This was the first time that Lin Hang had said so much to Su Xiaoxiao. However, they were actually talking about other girls. Undeniably, it was a little sad. Brother Lin, what about me? You? I don't belong to the same world as Han Yao, let alone you. Xiao Xiao, you're still young and don't know what true love is. After you've experienced a lot and seen through many things, you'll know what you want. Go back. You two go back as soon as possible. Lin Hang was in a bad mood today. After Han Yao was exposed by the media, she became a hot topic on Weibo. He clearly realized that he no longer had any interaction with her. A superstar versus a mechanic? No way. Even romance novels wouldn't write such a thing. So, Wei took care of Han Yao in the hospital. Lin Hang had tried his best, but in the end, he still couldn't move the girl's heart. When Han Yao came out of the washroom, she froze. Where's Lin Hang? He went back first. Oh, Yao, you haven't accepted Brother Lin because of my uncle. Su Xiaoxiao's voice was very low. Chapter 38:57. Why are you asking this? Han Yao was surprised. I'm just curious. No, Xiao Xiao. Even without Su Yu, I wouldn't accept Lin Hang. First of all, I don't have the habit of stealing my friend's sweetheart. Second of all, I really don't like guys like Lin Hang. I didn't tell you because I didn't want you to feel sad. But since you know, I might as well tell you the truth. I hope you don't misunderstand. Han Yao was smart and understood what Su Xiaoxiao meant, so she confessed everything. I'm glad you said that. It seems I made the right friend. Su Xiaoxiao smiled and felt completely relieved. Then they went back to the dorm. At South Hill Manor, after returning from his mother's house, Huamin was restless. Qin Shu got off work late and the two kids were asleep. Only then did Qin Shu return, exhausted. Honey, you're still awake? The moment Qin Shu went upstairs, he saw Huamin standing at the door of the bedroom in his pajamas. It's too early to sleep. Are you happy that Ji Xin and Bella got their marriage certificate? With a smile, Qin Shu took off his suit jacket. How did you know? Did you check Ji Xin and Bella's WeChat moments? Huamin asked. Do I need to check WeChat moments? Ji Xin called me and asked for a vacation. They're going on their honeymoon. Honey, did you approve it? He's my brother-in-law. How can I not approve it? Not only did I approve it, but I also plan to reimburse all their honeymoon expenses. Honey, you're the best. Full of happiness, Huamin stood on his tiptoes and kissed Qin Shu on the cheek. I'm covered in dust. Kiss me after I shower. Haha, after you shower, I won't kiss you anymore. After all, you smell like shower gel. Huamin smiled mischievously. Ji Xin and Bella are going on vacation for half a month. They must be very busy at the company, Huamin said. That's for sure. So, President Qin, do you need my help? You? Forget it. I can't bear to torture you. What time is it now? Qin Shu immediately rejected his wife's suggestion. But I can't stay idle at home. There's still some time before the due date. Why don't I find a private hospital to help? Qin Shu was speechless. Are you threatening me in disguise? Sort of. So, Mr. Qin, do you accept the threat? Do I have a choice? Qin Shu felt wronged. Huamin knew his temper too well. That was why every time she acted coquettishly and blackmailed him, she would always succeed and never fail. By the way, hubby, there's something I want you to investigate for me. What is it? Then, Huamin told him about how Ji Xin saw Uncle Jing at the intersection during the day. After Qin Shu heard this, he fell silent. Hubby, don't you think this is weird? You wanted to ask Gao Ran to check the surveillance footage and see if that person is, of course not. Uncle Jing is dead for sure. My mom saw the body, and I saw him buried with my own eyes. I'll call Gao Ran now and ask him to check the surveillance footage. I want to see if the dead person has come back to life or if someone is behind this. Like Huamin, Qin Shu didn't think it was a good thing to see a dead person on the street. Ji Xin was naive, but they weren't. Meanwhile, on an island in Australia, after driving the speedboat for a while, Lu Yin felt exhilarated. Then, she reached the shore and jumped off the speedboat. Boss, more and more people are looking for you. Rumor has it that the woman named Zheng Ro is in your hands. Her father is very powerful and has asked many people to find you. In my hands? Do I look like a picky eater? Why would I catch someone like her? To cook her in hot pot? Lu Yin glared at him and cursed. Chapter 38:58. Someone must have released the news on purpose. I won't take the blame. Damn it. Go and find out who took the woman. Okay, I'll go and find out. Lu Yin looked angry. She had been enjoying a peaceful life on the island for a few days, but this happened. It seemed she was destined to be on the move. In the master bedroom of South Hill Manor. Honey, what did Gao Ran say? Gao Ran said he couldn't find the person. Couldn't find the person, or did someone erase the surveillance footage? I'm not sure. Anyway, we checked all the surveillance footage at the time and place you told us, but we didn't see the person Jixin mentioned. Jixin would never lie, especially about Uncle Jing. Jixin would never lie. Huomin's tone was certain. She trusted her brother completely. I know. Jixin must have seen it, but the person didn't want to be found under surveillance. So, it's very strange. Qin Chu analyzed the situation. Like Huomin, he felt it wasn't a good thing. If it were before, I would have thought it was unbelievable. But then I saw Yin wearing a human skin mask. So, I don't think it's a big deal. Hearing Huomin's words, Qin Chu guessed her thoughts. You think it's a human skin mask? It's possible. With the advanced technology, it's possible to have plastic surgery on Uncle Jing's face, let alone a human skin mask. If that's the case, it's even scarier. Why would they want to make him look like a dead person? Qin Chu frowned slightly. She held Hua Min's hand tighter. Because it's the only way to get in touch with Jixin, my mom, and me. Hua Min smiled. Honey, I won't let any harm come to you or our children. Never again. Qin Chu knew Hua Min suspected these people came for her. After all, Jixin and their mother were useless. The truth proved that these people did come for Hua Min. Hua Min's identity was very precious. She was the daughter of a famous professor and the sister of the devil incarnate Lu Yin. Just these two identities alone were enough to make many people think about them. Honey, I'm fine. I'll take good care of myself and won't make you worry again. To comfort Qin Chu, Hua Min leaned against Qin Chu's chest. She didn't want Qin Chu to lose sleep because of her. She didn't want to go through the 4 years of separation in the States again. Midnight, in a nightclub in the city. Many people went to celebrate the birthday of a rich girl, including Wei Ying and Yi Zhaoyang. Everyone was in a good mood and played until 1 o'clock in the morning. Wei Ying seemed to have drunk too much and was a little drunk. Then she stood up unsteadily. Ying, where are you going? Yi Chaoyang followed her closely. I'm calling my driver to take me home to sleep. I'm tired. You're going home so early. Stay a little longer. No, you guys go ahead. Wei Ying pushed Yi Chaoyang's hand away mercilessly and walked down the corridor. As she walked, she took out her cell phone and called her driver. Just then, a white handkerchief appeared in Yi Chaoyang's hand. He covered Wei Ying's face with the handkerchief. There's ketchup on your face. Let me wipe it for you. Yi Chaoyang smiled. Just as Wei Ying was about to refuse, she smelled a strange odor. Then she lost consciousness and fell into Yi Chaoyang's arms. Chapter 38:59. Whoa, Hui Yin, that bitch is awesome. This thing is indeed powerful. I'll ask her for more in the future. Yi Zhaoyang didn't believe Hua Yin before, but Hui Yin's words were perfect for flirting. He was just testing it, but to his surprise, Wei Ying fainted as soon as she asked. Then, Yi Zhaoyang helped Wei Ying walk out. Young Master Yi, you're leaving so early? Yeah, I'm done. On the way out, people kept greeting him, but he didn't bother to respond. Outside, he put Wei Ying in the passenger seat and fastened her seatbelt. Then, Yi Zhaoyang drove to a hotel not far from the nightclub. Zijin Hotel was a low-key, luxurious 5-star hotel at 9 o'clock. It was one of GK's new chain hotels. Because it was luxuriously decorated and located in a good location, it had been well received since it opened 3 months ago. Yi Zhaoyang helped the drunk Wei Ying stagger into the lobby. I like a sweet. My girlfriend is drunk. Yi Zhaoyang took out his ID card and threw it at the front desk. The receptionist at the front desk was used to seeing rich second-generation heirs flirt with girls, so she didn't find it strange and immediately took care of the paperwork. Yi Zhaoyang took the room card and helped Wei Ying to the elevator upstairs. At this moment, Yi Zhaoyang's cell phone rang. Young Master Yi, how's your hand? Hui Yin's naughty voice came from the phone. Give me 1 more hour. When I'm satisfied, you can arrange for those people to come in. Okay, young Master Yi. Have fun. Hui Yinyin put down her cell phone with a wicked smile on her face. At this moment, Shen Mingxi was in his mansion, reading company documents and preparing to go to bed. Then his WeChat beeped. He opened it and saw it was from a client he had a good relationship with. President Shen, is your ex-wife with that rich second-generation heir of the Yi family? No. What's wrong? Shen Mingxi was puzzled. Oh, I see. The client said evasively. What's wrong? Did something happen? Shen Mingxi thought it was the middle of the night and the client wouldn't send a WeChat message just to gossip. President Shen, there's something I don't know if I should tell you. What? Shen Mingxi's eyelids twitched. Haven't I been living in the purple golden flower recently? When I came back from supper, in the hall I saw your ex-wife. Oh, I should call her Miss Wei now. She want to get a room with that kid from the Yi family. Get a room? That's impossible, right? Although he knew Yi Zhaoyang was pursuing Wei Ying, he didn't think Wei Ying would offend him. Shen Mingxi felt like his scalp was about to explode when he heard the words room. It's true. I just saw it. There's no mistake. It's your ex-wife and that boy from the Yi family. All right. Thank you for telling me all this. After putting down his phone, Shen Mingxi hurried downstairs and sped all the way to Zijinhua. Yi Zhaoyang was very pleased to see that Wei Ying had been in a daze after being drugged. As long as the raw rice was cooked in a while, Hui Yinyin's later plan would be added. Even if Wei Ying didn't want to, there was nothing she could do. So, Yi Zhaoyang was very careless. After entering the room and putting Wei Ying on the big bed, he went to take a shower. When he walked to the bed in a bathrobe and was about to kiss Wei Ying, the doorbell rang. The doorbell rang at an inappropriate time, and it sounded very urgent. Who is it? Yi Zhaoyang scolded in annoyance. Chapter 3860. Yi Zhaoyang was annoyed to be interrupted, but the doorbell kept ringing, and he couldn't just sit and watch. So, he got up reluctantly, put on a white bathrobe, and walked to the door. Then, he opened the door without warning. What greeted him was a punch, a vicious punch. Ah! Yi Zhaoyang screamed and fell on the red carpet. Shen Mingxi rushed up without saying a word and raised his fist to punch him. Shen Mingxi wasn't weak. These young masters of the top families all had some skills to protect themselves from being kidnapped. People like Tang Chuan, Wei Liao, and Shen Mingxi could easily knock down 7 or 8 people on the street. Yi Zhaoyang spent all his time in debauchery and had forgotten all about self-defense skills. So he could only be beaten up one-sidedly. God knows how many seconds it took Shen Mingxi to drive here, flip out at the front desk, and rush all the way up. He was like a crazed beast. He had never expected that Yi Zhaoyang would disregard his status and drug Wei Ying and do such a despicable thing. So, when he heard the client call to inform him, he lost his mind instantly. 5 minutes later, Yi Zhaoyang lay on the ground in a bloody mess. He couldn't get up. He couldn't speak. If he could take a selfie with his cell phone, he would see clearly that it was a pig's head. After beating him up enough, Shen Mingxi ordered the hotel security. Take him to the hospital. Otherwise, he'll be disabled for life. When Shen Mingxi said this, there was no emotion in his voice. It was extreme indifference. If China was a society ruled by law, he would have stabbed Yi Zhaoyang more than 20 times to vent his anger. Frightened, the security guards dragged Yi Zhaoyang away and took him to the hospital. Shen Mingxi came back to his senses. He walked over and looked at Wei Ying on the bed. It was as if she had fallen asleep. She was so quiet and beautiful. Shen Mingxi gently covered Wei Ying's face with his clean hands. Instantly, warmth spread all over his body. "Ying, I'm glad I'm not late," he whispered in her ear. Shen Mingxi didn't leave the hotel and stayed in the suite to take care of Wei Ying. He even invited a private doctor over. The doctor stammered and said that Miss Wei was fine. She was just drugged. It won't be harmful to the body either. It'll be fine once the effects of the medicine wear off. Before he left, the private doctor whispered something into Shen Mingxi's ear, putting him in a difficult position. "President Shen, there are some aphrodisiac ingredients in Ms. Wei's medicine. So," Shen Mingxi's face turned cold when he heard this. "Yi Zhaoyang, That bastard was really despicable and shameless. It would not be too much to beat him to death. Drugging the person he liked. How crazy was he to do that? What should I do then? Shen Mingxi asked in a very serious manner. The private doctor was speechless. President Shun, we're all adults. The private doctor said tactfully. If I don't do that, is there any other way to get the antidote? That's possible. Just put her head in cold water to wake her up. But the weather is so cold now. If we do that, Miss Wei might catch a cold and fall sick. I got it. You can leave now. After the private doctor left, Shun Mingxi sat on the edge of the bed, deep in thought. First, he could use that method to soothe her desire, but it was wrong to do it without Wei Ying's knowledge. Second, he could let her take a cold bath, but she might catch a cold. Biting his lips, Shun Mingxi looked at the unconscious Wei Ying. Finally, he made up his mind and stood up slowly. Chapter 3861. When Hui Yinyan rushed in with the reporters in a frenzy, this was what they saw. Wei Ying was curled up in Shun Mingxi's chest. Shun Mingxi wrapped her tightly with a quilt. He didn't let Wei Ying expose herself at all. The door was closed and outsiders couldn't enter unless they had a room card. That was why Hui Yinyan could open the door so easily and bring so many reporters and media people with her. In an instant, Shun Mingxi understood everything. Then, he became even angrier. Hui Yinyan was involved in setting up Ying. Hui Yinyan, on the other hand, sent Yi Xiaoyang a message before the operation, but he didn't reply. At the time, she laughed and said that this guy was too happy to reply to her message. Then, she had to stick to the original plan. That was why she brought so many reporters to catch them in the act. Rather than catching them in the act, it was more like she wanted to expose this matter and force Wei Ying and the Wei family to marry. The Wei family was a wealthy family in this city and couldn't tolerate a scandal. If they really found out that their daughter was having an affair with the youngest son of the Yi family, then the wedding would be inevitable. Back then, Hui Yinyan gave Yi Xiaoyang this idea. Yi Xiaoyang thought it was a little despicable. But if he could marry Wei Ying, he didn't care about these details. Hui Yinyan originally thought it was a perfect plan. She brought people in to take photos and publish them in the newspaper. She wanted to see Wei Ying's face filled with panic, shock, fear, and regret. She knew that Wei Ying hated her, and she wanted her to hate her even more. However, all of this was ruined because of Shun Mingxi's appearance. So, when Hui Yinyan rushed in, her first reaction was, "Why are you here? Why are you here?" Hui Yinyan's face turned pale. The reporters behind her naturally didn't know about this. Hui Yinyan said she was going to give them a piece of news about a wealthy family, so they followed. They didn't expect it to really happen. There were also people who commented while filming the video, "I really didn't expect that young Master Shun and Miss Wei would get back together after a century. I believe that many fans will be very happy to know about it, right? Let me ask you, why are you here?" Hui Yinyan rushed over like a madwoman and questioned Shun Mingxi. "Why can't I be here?" Shun Mingxi's expression seemed much calmer than hers. "Where's Yi Xiaoyang?" Hui Yinyan lowered her voice and asked through gritted teeth. "What a joke. How would I know where Yi Xiaoyang is?" "Shun Mingxi, what did you do?" "Hui Yinyan, I really want to ask you, what do you and Yi Xiaoyang want to do to Ying?" Shun Mingxi's eyes were cold. He looked at Hui Yinyan with hatred in his eyes. "You." Hui Yinyan could not answer. While she was in a daze, more reporters and media personnel rushed in and took pictures. 30 minutes later, the scandal was completely exposed. The news that Shun Mingxi and Wei Ying had checked into a room at Purple Golden Flower Hotel was spread all over the city. To maintain order, the hotel drove all the reporters out, including Hui Yinyan. Inside the suite, Shun Mingxi held the feverish Wei Ying in his arms and carefully put cooling pads on her. I'm cold. I'm cold." Wei Ying had not woken up. She just felt cold subconsciously. She felt like she was in a dream. First, she felt like she was walking in a hot desert. Then, she felt cold as if she had fallen into an ice cave. After some hesitation, Shun Mingxi threw Wei Ying into the bathtub and let her soak in cold water. After the effects of the drug wore off, he took off his clothes and hugged her tightly to keep her warm. But he didn't expect that Huiyin Yin would bring people to catch them in the act. Now that things had developed to this point, it was already out of control. When the Wei family heard the news, they were furious. Wei Liao even smashed a priceless vase in the living room. "Honey, don't be impulsive." Jiang Xiaowei tried to calm him down. Chapter 3862. Where are they now? Are they still in the hotel? Wei Liao was always gentle and rarely lost his temper, but when it came to his sister, he was very irritable. "Second young master, young madam is still in the hotel. She hasn't left." Hearing this, Wei Liao rubbed his temples and walked out with his coat. "Honey, it's too late. Let's talk about it in the morning." Jiang Xiaowei looked at the time and saw it was 3:40 a.m. It was the middle of the night, okay? "It's okay, honey. I'll be back soon. You take our son to bed first." "Honey, don't yell at her. Don't scaring." Jiang Xiaowei reminded him worriedly. "I know. Don't fight, okay?" "Okay." Wei Liao reached out his hand gently and touched Dr. Zhang's face. Then he stormed out of the house with his men and went straight to the hotel. Shen Mingxi kept changing Wei Ying's towel until she didn't feel hot to the touch. Only then did he feel relieved. Wei Ying woke up in a daze. "I'm thirsty. Water. I want water." Wei Ying yelled for water. Shen Mingxi stood up immediately and brought her a glass of warm water. Wei Ying drank a big glass of water. Only then did she slowly open her eyes. "Big brother Mingxi." When she saw Shen Mingxi, she was surprised. "I'm glad you're okay. Your fever is finally gone. How come I'm here?" Wei Ying's voice sounded weak, but when she saw Shen Mingxi, she wasn't worried at all. After all, Shen Mingxi was a man worthy of her trust. It's a long story. Shen Mingxi didn't know how to begin. "I remember. I was drunk and wanted to go home. I was about to call the driver. Then, I saw Yi Xiaoyang running after me. I don't remember the rest." Wei Ying felt dizzy and didn't know what had happened. Shen Mingxi patiently told him everything that had happened. He told him everything that had happened. Hearing this, Wei Ying was shocked. "He actually drugged me." Wei Ying clenched her teeth in anger. She had always thought Yi Xiaoyang wasn't a good person. After hearing what Huimin said on the cruise, she had a feeling that Yi Xiaoyang was in cahoots with Huiyin Yin to ruin her and Shen Mingxi's relationship. Since then, she had ignored him. She didn't even attend his invitations to dinner and didn't even reply to his WeChat messages. Today was a special occasion. It was a friend's birthday, and the two of them had just bumped into each other. They didn't expect something like this to happen. "I didn't expect him to be such a beast. Big brother Mingxi, I'm sorry to drag you down so late at night." Wei Ying was a little girl after all. She felt hurt and tears welled up in her eyes. That look was so pitiful, Shen Mingxi's heart ached for her. He pulled the blanket up and wrapped it around her even tighter. Inside, Wei Ying was wearing a set of white thermal underwear from the hotel. Shen Mingxi had asked a waitress to bring it to her. Therefore, since both of them were wearing clothes, there was nothing ambiguous about it. However, Shen Mingxi had appeared at this moment and saved Wei Ying, which made her feel touched. "Don't say that. I'm glad you're okay. Otherwise, I won't be able to rest easy." Wei Ying was about to say something when Wei Liao rushed in with the bodyguards of the Wei family. "Second brother," Wei Ying said in a small voice. "Second brother Wei." Shen Mingxi greeted him. Without a word, Wei Liao walked over and carried Wei Ying off the bed, handing her to the bodyguards. "Take Miss Wei away." Then Wei Liao grabbed Shen Mingxi's collar and punched him. "Shen Mingxi, to save your family situation, you setting up and dragged our Wei family down with you. Where's your conscience?" Wei Liao questioned him harshly. Chapter 3863. Brother Wei, you misunderstood me. No, I don't want to hear your explanation. Stay away from my sister in the future. Don't think that you can manipulate me just because you used despicable means this time. Our Wei family would rather lose our reputation than let my sister be with a scumbag like you. Wei Liao spat out some harsh words and then turned to leave angrily. Shen Mingxi didn't say anything. He knew why Wei Liao held a grudge against him, so he didn't blame him. Then, Shen Mingxi left the hotel, and the farce came to an end. On his way back, he asked the hospital about the situation. Yi Zhaoyang had 4 broken ribs and his face was swollen. It would take him a while to recover. It seemed that when that guy recovered, another fierce battle would ensue. This time, he had offended the Yi family. After all, the second-generation heir of the Yi family was deeply protected by the Yi family. But as long as Wei Ying wasn't hurt, Shen Mingxi thought what he did was worth it. The news began to spread like wildfire. It was even more popular than the dance incident. On the way back, Wei Ying explained the whole thing to her second brother. Wei Liao only said one thing after hearing this. Yi Zhaoyang is a bastard. He colluded with Hua Yinyan to hurt you. But who started it? Why is Hua Yinyan so obsessed with you? It's all because of her hatred for Shen Mingxi. Ying, wake up. Stop dreaming and don't hurt yourself. Yes, Wei Liao was a meticulous man who always saw things clearly. When Wei Ying and Shen Mingxi got married, Wei Liao didn't agree with his sister's eagerness to get married. But at that time, the Shen family and the Wei family were good friends. The two families tried their best to set them up, and the marriage was successful. Now, it was a disaster. Wei Liao didn't want his sister to get involved in this mess again, so he strongly opposed it. Brother, Mingxi saved me. Otherwise, that bastard Yi Zhaoyang would have. Draped in Wei Liao's coat, Wei Ying sat in the Audi A8 with her head lowered and spoke for Shen Mingxi. He owes you so much. Do you think he can repay you with just one saving? The Shen family's finances are tight right now, and their funds have been running out for a long time. Now that he's here to save the damsel in distress, how do you know that he doesn't have ulterior motives? Xiaoying, you've suffered so many losses. Haven't you learned your lesson? In our circle, there's no such thing as true love. It's all about benefits. Brother, I don't agree with what you said. What about you and sister-in-law? Don't you two love each other? We're Dr. Hua and President Qin. That's different. Ying, we've been through so much together. But what about you? Wei Liao tried to persuade his sister to come to her senses, but it was obvious that she had her heart set on Shen Mingxi. In the end, the siblings didn't speak much. Hua Yinyan, on the other hand, was furious. She had planned all this, but in the end, Shen Mingxi had gotten such a great bargain. When the news broke the next day, everyone guessed that the Shen and Wei families would reconcile. Then, the stocks of the two families magically skyrocketed. Even Pudding, who was usually quiet about gossip, couldn't help but gossip. She got up early in the morning and sent a WeChat message to Wei Yinshu before breakfast. Pudding, are you there? Wei Yinshu, yes. Pudding, about your auntie, Wei Yinshu. I'm not sure. My dad was so angry that my mom and I didn't dare to ask. Pudding, I plan to buy your and the Shun family stocks. I think they'll skyrocket. Wei Yinshu, Pudding, do you want to buy some? Wei Yinshu, forget it. I'm not in the mood. The three of us are going to Grandma's house. Now that Annie's incident is so big, we have to go back for a family meeting. Pudding, if there's any news, remember to tell me. If there's news of marriage, I think the stocks will skyrocket. Wei Yinshu, Pudding, stocks seem very important to you. Pudding sweat, are you jealous? Wei Yinshu, I just think that you only care about stocks and don't care about me. Little Bean wouldn't treat Buyin like this. The Wei family's young master's tone was full of resentment. His aggrieved look was as if he was owed tens of thousands of yuan. Pudding was even more vicious. Hearing his words, she replied. Chapter 3864. Pudding, since Little Bean is so good in your eyes, go after her. That's right. Our little Pudding replied to Wei Yunshu in a righteous manner. Wei Yunshu, speechless, Wei Yunshu put away his cell phone silently and threw himself into Dr. Zhang's arms with an aggrieved expression. When Huamin woke up in the morning, he was shocked to see the overwhelming news. He had only slept for one night and felt like something big had happened. The news didn't make it clear and didn't mention the instigator, Hua Yinyan. But Huamin was smart enough to connect the dots between Shen Mingxi and Yi Zhaoyang being seriously injured and hospitalized last night. What's your plan today? At breakfast, Qin Chu asked Huamin. Prenatal checkup. Where are you going? The first hospital is closer to home, but I miss South Side, so I plan to go back for the checkup. Okay, I'll go with you. Aren't you busy today? I'll go to the company after the checkup. No, honey. I'll be fine by myself. I have bodyguards with me. Huamin didn't want Qin Shu to worry too much. I'm worried. Qin Shu was indeed worried, especially about going back to Southside. Okay, you go with me. After breakfast, Qin Shu went back to Southside with Huamin. When they got back, they learned that Huamin's assistant, Chun Jie, had resigned. Jie had asked Huamin about it, but Huamin hadn't agreed. She didn't want her own matters to affect everyone, but she didn't expect that she would still resign. Vice Director, the baby is very healthy. Remember to come on time next time. The director of the OB-GYN department liked Huamin very much and called him Vice Director. I'm not the Vice Director anymore. Don't call me that. I'll come on time. Thank you for your hard work. Huamin didn't use his privileges when he came to Southside. Instead, they went through the normal process of registration, queuing up, and spending a lot of money. After coming out, she took out her phone with a heavy heart. She sent a WeChat message to Chun Jie. Xiao Jie, you resigned? Yes. Why didn't you tell me? With your current body, you need to rest well. You don't have to worry about these trivial matters. You've been acting weird lately. What are you and Nai Yang up to? Let's talk when we meet. Sister Mian, I have to go now. After a few simple words, there was nothing else. Huamin mumbled a few words, but Qin Shu did not reply. The two of them went to the headquarters together. On the other side, Wei Liao was in a bad mood after a big fight with his sister at home. Instead of going to the company, he went to Su Yu's house to drink. Tang Chuan and Qin Ning hadn't even gotten out of bed when he called them. Qin Ning drove back to South Hill Manor to have dinner. Tang Chuan didn't even wash his face and went straight to Su Yu's house to meet him. Su Yu's house was very quiet. When they arrived, Su Yu had just woken up. The house was empty. You can't live without a woman. There's no warmth in the house at all. Ward Su, why don't you get husky? It can make you happy every day. You look like a husky to me. Su Yu glanced at Tang Chuan coldly. What's wrong with you? You look like you're mourning someone. Su Yu saw that Wei Liao's face had been dark since he walked in. Didn't you watch the news? Tang Chuan smiled. I did. Is it about the thing with Mingxi? Su Yu was very calm. This guy didn't sleep with your sister. You're really calm. Wei Liao stared at Su Yu with dissatisfaction. Chapter 3865. Damn, what are you saying? Am I that kind of person? So you didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Masters, are you hungry? We haven't seen each other so early in the morning. I'm hungry. Ning went to South Hill Manor for food. I haven't eaten a single grain of rice. Is there anything to eat? With that, Tang Chuan went to rummage through the fridge, but found nothing. Young Master Su, you can throw away your fridge. It's just for show and useless. I'm too lazy to buy it. I can't remember. And do you know how to cook? Can you make us something to eat? Me? I was in a difficult position. Don't make things difficult, foreign. Go buy us something. I'm starving. So you took out his wallet and threw it into Anne's arms. Then, without telling him what to buy, he sent it out. The weather in the north was getting colder and colder, especially in the morning and at night. So you turned on the Nordic-style fireplace in the living room. The three men sat around the fire and warmed themselves. Wei, calm down. I think you can't blame Shen Mingxi for this. If the Yi guy really got his way, your family would be in a difficult position. Should you marry him or not? If you don't, you'll lose face. After all, the photos have been published. If you marry him, you all know that it's a trap. Also, I think your sister doesn't like the second son of the Yi family. So you saw through the whole thing and went straight to the point. I won't let my sister get hurt a second time. How do you know it must be hurt? They're both willing. You seem to be trying to break them up. Tang Chuan looked at Wei Liao. I won't comment on Shen Mingxi's character, but the little bitch left behind by Hui Yinyin is still living in his house. Let's not talk about how Hui Yinyin is still alive. Even if Hui Yinyin is dead, that child is not a kind person. My sister won't have a peaceful life with him. That's true. Su Yu nodded in agreement. I have an idea. Tang Chuan suddenly had an idea. Su Yu and Wei Liao turned to look at him at the same time. Let's find someone to assassinate that Hui Yinyin and the little one. Isn't that enough? Cut the weeds and eliminate the roots. Su Yu, Wei Liao was speechless. We won't go so far as to kill them. It's not to the point where we have to kill them. Even if we kill them, we won't be the ones to do it. What grudge do we have with them? Shen Mingxi will be the one to do it, so you said. But Shen Mingxi's character is like a woman. He's soft-hearted and soft-hearted. This was Tang Chuan's comment. After all, they have been brothers for many years. Su Yu and Tang Chuan's words touched Wei Liao's heart. He strongly opposed his sister's relationship with Shen Mingxi, not only because of what had happened in the past. More importantly, it was because of the future. He didn't think Shen Mingxi could bring Wei Ying long-term peace and happiness. That was why he strongly opposed their separation, even though he knew they loved each other. Shen Mingxi didn't go to the company after the scandal was exposed. Instead, he went home. In the morning, the housemaid made breakfast, and Shen Mingxi came out to eat. Tian Tian sat beside him. She looked at Shen Mingxi as if she had something to say. Uncle Shen, yeah? Will you marry Annie Wei Ying? Shen Mingxi paused. He didn't know how to answer. That woman won't let you be together. She'll destroy it. The woman Tian Tian mentioned seemed to be Hua Yin. Shen Mingxi didn't speak. Uncle Shen, don't you have a friend in the Municipal Public Security Bureau? I think you should ask the police to arrest that woman and never let her out. That way, our lives will be peaceful and you'll be able to be with Annie Wei Ying. Shen Mingxi's hand holding the glass of milk trembled. Was this 6-year-old girl instigating him to lock up her biological mother? Chapter 3866. Tian Tian saw the change in Shen Mingxi's expression and immediately changed her words. Uncle Shen, do you also think that I'm cruel? But I had no choice. For such a long time, that woman has been crazy. When I went to see her before, she almost strangled me to death. She's no longer the mother who used to treat me well. She's now the devil. She's indeed a changed person. Thinking of what Hua Yin had done, Shen Mingxi sighed. So, you can't be soft-hearted. Only then can you and Annie Wei Ying have chance. Tian Tian's eyes were very clear when she said this. Shen Mingxi had a feeling that there was something hidden behind Tian Tian's expression. But on second thought, she was only a 6-year-old child. How could she be so scheming? Yes, this time, I won't forgive her. Shen Mingxi seemed to have made up his mind and made a decision to Hua Yin. The news about Shen Weiliang's family continued to spread, and everyone was talking about it. At the same time, Qin Shu and Hua Mian were calm and went to work at the headquarters. After Hua Min started his career, he indulged himself in eating and drinking every day, following his husband everywhere. Qin Shu even wanted to bring Hua Min to meetings. He spoiled him to the heavens. That afternoon, Hua Min sat on the sofa in Qin Shu's office and read a book on his bookshelf. It was a popular book, 9 Types of Personality. Then his cell phone rang. It was a call, not a WeChat message. Hello? Oh, okay. I'm at the company. Come over. After hanging up, Hua Min glanced at Qin Shu, who was working on some documents. Honey, N.I. Yang and Jia will come to the company in a while. What's up? Qin Shu asked because N.I. Yang and Chun Jia never came to the headquarters. They asked Hua Min out either at home or in the restaurant. She didn't say on the phone, but I heard Jia said she wanted to tell me something. All right, let them come to the office later. Qin Shu thought that N.I. Yang had retired for a long time and was bored. He wanted to start a company for fun, so he came to learn from Qin Shu and Hua Min. However, they were wrong this time. 20 minutes later, N.I. Yang drove his low-key Lexus to GK headquarters. Wearing sunglasses, he held Chen Jia's hand and doted on her. Wow, that person looks like N.I. Yang Appa. He looks like him. Although he's wearing glasses, I can still recognize him. I used to be his fan for years. At the front desk, several female employees were whispering to each other. In the top floor office, Qin Shu's assistant, Xiao Yang, led them in and brought in 3 cups of coffee and a cup of warm milk. That's right, hot milk is for pregnant women. It's rare for the 2 of you to come here. Come, take a seat. When Hua Min saw the 2 of them, he felt especially close. Qin Shu also put down his work and came over. The 4 of them sat down across from each other. Sis, brother-in-law, we're here today because we have something to talk to you about. And Yong took off his sunglasses and spoke in a formal tone. I know. Otherwise, you would never come to our company. Huamin held the cup of milk and chuckled. However, Chun Jie and Yong looked very serious and didn't seem to be smiling at all. This was different from how they usually were. What's wrong? Did you run into some trouble? Qin Chu thought that the couple was too embarrassed to talk about it. For example, borrowing money or buying internal shares. Chapter 3867. Yes, but I don't know how to tell you. After Yong finished speaking, he lowered his head guiltily. Let me tell you. Chun Jie took a deep breath and put her hand on Yang's. What's wrong with you two? Just tell me what you want to say. Why are you so distant from me? Huamin noticed something was wrong with him today. Sister Mon. Chun Jie looked at Huamian and wanted to say something, but she swallowed her words and was too embarrassed to continue. And Yong mustered up his courage and said, Sis, we're going to immigrate. Immigrate? Indeed. Huamin didn't expect this at all. However, Qin Chu's expression remained calm. And Yong nodded. Yes, sis. We've wanted to immigrate for a long time, but we didn't want to leave you. You've helped us a lot, and we want to protect you forever. But now that you're no longer in the hospital and Jie has resigned, we have to immigrate. Chun Jie continued to explain, Sister Mian, as you know, Yong comes from a special family. Shui and his mom used to live a hard life. Although they're rich now, there are always rumors that bother us, especially Shui. He's often criticized at school, so we've been thinking of leaving for a long time. After Yong retired, he's not active on the big screen, but whenever he goes out shopping or eating, he'll be followed and harassed by fans. So, we want to move to another place, abandon our current lives, and start a new life. That's a good thing. Are you two stupid? Why are you so embarrassed to say it? Huamin was surprised to hear that they were going to immigrate, but he was genuinely happy for them. We just don't want to leave you. You're pregnant with your second child, and we want to take care of you, Chun Jie said with tears in her eyes. Without Huamin, she wouldn't be who she was today, even though she had only been an assistant for a few years. However, she gained a lot. Not only did she receive a lot of professional guidance from Huamin, but she also married Yong and had a happy family. What are you talking about? It's a good thing that you're migrating to a new place. It's not like you'll never see each other again. Your brother-in-law and I often fly abroad. Which country do you want to go to? Chun Jie and Yong looked at each other. Denmark. Denmark is great. It's the happiest country in the world. A fairy tale town. It's a good thing. Has the immigration application been processed? I have a client over there. I can help you contact him. Qin Chu, who had been silent all this time, opened his mouth. We've already settled it, brother-in-law. Because I used to be a singer and I've accumulated a lot of wealth over the years. They approved it very quickly. When the time comes, me, my mother, my brother, and Xiao Jie will all leave together. We've already contacted an agent to sell the house and car here. Not bad. You have good taste. Huamin smiled and patted Yong on the shoulder. Sis, I'm sorry that I have to leave you. Yong still couldn't stand Huamian. After all, he had always treated her as his biological sister and had always wanted to stay by her side. What are you talking about? I have your brother-in-law to take care of me now. There are so many people at home. Don't worry. After I give birth to the baby, your brother-in-law and I will go to Denmark to visit you. It'll be a vacation. Okay. Chun Jie and Yong were very touched by Hua Min's open-mindedness and blessings. Let's have lunch together. Qin Chu looked at his watch and invited them. Okay, we'll treat you. And Yong said immediately, Sister Mian, after you give birth, you don't plan to go back to the hospital? Can you really give up your career as a doctor? After working for Hua Min for years, Chun Jie knew Hua Min's passion and love for doctors. Hearing this question, Hua Min lowered his head and didn't say anything. Qin Chu tilted his head and glanced at his wife, his heart aching for her. Chapter 3868. Hua Min didn't know how to respond to Chun Jie's sudden question. She was right. Were they really not going back? Qin Chu felt sorry for his wife, so he raised his hand and placed it on her shoulder. Mian can go back to work after she gives birth. Even if she can't go back to Southside, there's still the first hospital. If she can't go back to the first hospital, we can open our own private hospital. Well, Chanjaha, brother-in-law, is indeed powerful and domineering. And Ai Yong laughed, livening up the atmosphere. Huamin looked at Mr. Chin happily. Having a domineering CEO as her husband made her feel so warm that she could cry at any moment. Why didn't she have such a crazy idea of opening her own private hospital? Then, the four of them went to eat. On the other side, Shun Mingxi was summoned back to the Shun family for interrogation in the afternoon. The elders of the Shun family were furious about this incident and kept interrogating Shun Mingxi about what happened. Tian Tian, who came back from abroad, didn't go to school. She said she wasn't feeling well and stayed in Shun Mingxi's house to recuperate. Today, Yin Yin came to the house again. The housekeeper didn't dare to say anything. Go out to buy groceries. Tian Tian looked at the housekeeper coldly. But Miss Tian Tian, can you do it by yourself? It's okay. She's my mom. She won't do anything to me. Tian Tian's tone was very calm. She didn't sound like a 6-year-old at all. Seeing Hua Yinyin bring a few tattooed gangsters with her, the housekeeper didn't dare to say anything. She took the grocery basket and left. Tian Tian glanced at Hua Yinyin. Tell them to leave. I have something to talk to you about. You guys go out and wait for me outside. Hua Yinyin sent the gangsters away with a few words. Tian Tian and Hua Yinyin were the only ones left in the big house. Tian Tian. Hua Yinyin opened her mouth. Tian Tian raised her hand, signaling her not to speak. Then, she took out her phone and seemed to have opened something. After 3 beeps, Tian Tian said, Okay, you can tell me now. What were you doing just now? Hua Yinyin did not understand what her daughter was doing just now. I'll see if he planted a bug in the house. The him that Tian Tian was referring to was none other than Shun Mingxi. How is that possible? Hua Yinyin looked incredulous. What's impossible about that? When I was in Singapore, my neighbors often installed this. Fortunately, I was smart enough to buy an anti-eavesdropping device on my phone. Then does Shun Mingxi know? Are you stupid? How would he know? I bought it because I was afraid that he would spy on me. Tian Tian looked at Hua Yinyin mockingly. Are you still my daughter? Hua Yinyin came in a hurry the last time. She thought that the children were catching up with each other and didn't meet her, so she didn't have any feelings for them. He wanted to have a good chat with her and treat her better. However, this child seemed to be different from before. Of course not. Who would want a mother like you? Tian Tian smiled coldly. Tian Tian, I know you hate me. I was wrong at the treatment center, but I couldn't even protect myself at that time. I could only go crazy. Hua Yinyin tried to explain that time, thinking that the children held grudges because of that incident. Don't put on a sad act with me, Hua Yinyin. I'm not a child who can be manipulated by you anymore. If you want to die, go ahead. But don't drag me down with you. I don't want to die yet. What nonsense are you talking about? Do you know who you're talking to? Faced with Tian Tian's disrespect, Hua Yinyin was furious. Chapter 3869. Of course I know. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't be where I am today. You should have brought me and Uncle Shin together and lived a happy life. You're just like your stupid mother. You had a good hand, but you played it so badly. How could you talk about your grandma like that? Hua Yinyin's eyes widened in disbelief. Grandma? Does she deserve it? If that damned old, which didn't come back and kidnap Annie Hua means twins, we wouldn't be where we are today. Not only did you not wake up, but you also walked the so-called path of revenge like her. I'm disappointed in you. You're not smart, and the whole family has bad genes. You don't have good skills. But I'm not you. I won't walk the same path as you. If you want to take me with you, give up. I won't leave the Shin family, or rather, I won't leave Shin Mingxi. Are you really Tian Tian? If Hua Yinyin hadn't seen it with her own eyes and heard it with her own ears, she wouldn't have believed it. Even an adult wouldn't be able to say what she had just said. She was just a child, but she was so cold to her dead grandmother and her only mother. What on earth was wrong with her? Of course, I don't want to be your Tian Tian. You can say that I'm greedy for riches and that I like to be a rich missy, but I'm fine here. Shin Mingxi treats me well, and provides me with good food and drinks. I don't want to leave. I don't want to be like you, crazy and ungrateful. I'll stay here. You can leave. Oh, by the way, if you want to live, you'd better leave this city and never come back. Because I think you've crossed Shin Mingxi's bottom line by attacking Wei Ying. He won't let you go. Tian Tian turned and went upstairs. Tian Tian. Don't call me Tian Tian. I'm not. I'm Shin Sidong. I'm Shin Mingxi's adopted daughter. Hui Yinyan froze on the spot in shock. She had never imagined that her conversation with her daughter would be so estranged. Her daughter didn't want to acknowledge her and even had the same surname as Shin Mingxi. Did Shin Mingxi ask her to do all this? Thinking of this, Hui Yinyan became even angrier. On the other side, Su Yu and Tang Chuan accompanied Wei Liao to drink for the whole day. In the afternoon, they went to the company in a daze. For the first time, Second Master Wei was in such a bad mood. After getting drunk, he was picked up by Jiang Xiaowei. As for Tang Chuan, Su Yu wanted to call Qi Ning to pick him up, but Tang Chuan refused. He was afraid that Qi Ning would teach him a lesson if she found out that he was drunk. In the end, he could only ask him to drive Tang Chuan back to his villa to rest. Su Yu was picked up by the company's chauffeur and went to Imperial Star. However, he didn't expect to hear such rumors as soon as he entered. Do you know? Someone said on the internet that she's President Su's mistress. Yeah, no wonder President Su dotes on her so much and gave her this opportunity. Han Yueyao is pretty. I think President Su has good taste. Guess how long it'll take for Su Yu to get tired of her. This girl is so lucky to have a meteoric rise. Some female colleagues were gossiping enthusiastically. Han Yueyao had just finished dancing upstairs and came downstairs. He listened to all of these words without missing a single word. Hey guys, stop talking. She's here. Seeing Han Yueyao come downstairs, everyone looked at her strangely. At this moment, Su Yu walked up to her. In front of the female employees, he looked at Han Yueyao and deliberately raised his voice. I'm here to pick you up for dinner, President Su's mistress. Chapter 3870. Ahem, ahem, ahem. Han Yueyao coughed violently and almost choked. What kind of boss would make fun of himself like this? Embarrassed, the female employees greeted Su Yu immediately. Hello, President Su. President Su, you're here. Ignoring them, Su Yu looked at Han Yueyao. Let's go. Where are we going? To a hotel, Su Yu said loudly on purpose. Ahem, ahem, ahem. Han Yueyao coughed violently again. She didn't regain her composure until they sat down in the dining room. It's just a meal. Do you have to make fun of yourself like this? Those gossipy people won't believe me even if I say no. They'll continue to spread rumors and make things worse. So, the best way to deal with them is admit it? Han Yueyao asked Su Yu uncertainly. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. There's nothing between us. Yeah. Do you want something more? Su Yu teased her. Of course not. Boss, don't scare me. I'm from a small family and can't take your threats. Okay, let's get down to business. How have you been these days? They found a random cafe and ordered 2 cups of coffee, a muffin, some snacks, and a pizza. In fact, Su Yu wasn't hungry. He just wanted to ask Han Yueyao about her live stream since the second round was starting this week. I'm good. I've been dancing and listening to all kinds of music to find the feeling. You didn't post the Weibo post, right? Su Yu asked her. Yeah, my agent helped me manage it. Are you confident this week? No. Han Yueyao shook her head immediately. I knew you'd be so useless. With a chuckle, Su Yu picked up his coffee cup. Su Yu looked very handsome when he smiled. Both of his eyes were curved downwards like crescent moons. Han Yueyao thought Su Yu looked warm when he smiled, not at all like the grumpy big boss. What are you looking at? Han Yueyao looked distracted. I'm fine. You don't have to care about the rumors on the internet. Many people in the same industry will discredit each other in order to compete. This is a common method. You don't have to care about the company. They can say whatever they want. After all, we are an entertainment company. We can't not let people gossip. Su Yu's mentality was actually quite good. After being in the entertainment industry for so many years, he had already seen through many things. President Su, you don't have to comfort me. I can accept it. Actually, yo, Suyu was surprised to hear that. He had thought that the young lady's heart would be shattered when she entered the entertainment industry. But now it seemed that she was in good condition. President Su, I know what kind of place the entertainment industry is. Rumors and slander are inevitable. I'm not afraid. God is fair to everyone. When you gain something, you lose something. Every gift that fate gives you carries a label. I understand, I understand. With a cup of hot coffee in her hand, Han Yueyao said these words seriously, which made Suyu look at her in a new light. Good. Little girl, you have a good mentality. Suyu smiled and continued to drink his coffee. President Su. Yeah, I have something to tell you, but I'm afraid you'll reject me. Han Yueyao hesitated and looked bashful. Are you going to confess your love to me? Suyu asked her. Chapter 3871. I won't do such a destructive suicide. President Su, I want to borrow some money from you. Oh no, it's an advance on my salary. An advance on your salary? President Su touched the tip of his nose. This was new to him. Yes, you could deduct the money from my salary when I run errands for the company. How much do you want to borrow? Your character isn't worth much to me. You better not ask for too much. Take it easy. So he was half joking. In fact, even if Han Yueyao asked for 1 million yuan, he wouldn't refuse. Huo Mian had talked to Suyu about Han Yueyao's character in private. She was trustworthy. Han Yueyao didn't speak. Instead, she raised 5 fingers. 5 million yuan? Suyu asked her. Startled, Han Yueyao almost spilled her coffee on the table. Are you kidding me? Boss, this is 50,000 yuan. Yes, it wasn't 5 million or 500,000 yuan. It was only 50,000 yuan. How dare you ask me for 50,000 yuan? When have I ever done such a small thing? I'll give you 100,000 yuan. No, I only want 50,000 yuan. Number 50,000 yuan is too little. I'll give you 100,000 yuan. It's settled. Suyu was very domineering. In his eyes, 100,000 yuan was as easy as 100 yuan for ordinary people. He thought it was a waste of resources for Han Yueyao to ask him for 50,000 yuan. So, he generously promised her 100,000 yuan. Okay. Han Yueyao thought her boss was a lunatic. She wanted to borrow 50,000 yuan from him, but he gave her 100,000 yuan. You don't have to thank me. I'll ask the finance department to deduct the money from your salary. Suyu said. Yes, I don't want to thank you. Su, now tell me why you want to borrow so much money. Suyu asked again. Boss, don't ask about my personal business. It's my employees' privacy. No. I'm not your boss anymore. From this moment on, I'm your friend Suyu. So, you must tell me. Suyu looked at her with a sly smile. You can do that? Han Yueyao looked surprised at how cunning Suyu was. So, do you want to tell me, or should I ask Mian to call you? No. Don't trouble Sister Mian with such a small matter. Xiao Xiao has a friend called Lin Hang, right? He paid for my medical bills when I was hospitalized, but I'm not related to him. I don't want to owe him a favor. Oh, isn't that guy chasing after you? In fact, Suyu knew everything about Han Yueyao and Su Xiao Xiao. He chased me, but I didn't agree, so I can't use his money. I want to return it to him as soon as possible. Then if you agree to be his girlfriend, you won't have to return the money, right? It's so simple. Boss, what kind of rotten idea is this? Your logic is, if I become your girlfriend, then I don't have to return it to you. In fact, she was just making an analogy and didn't think too much about it. But after she said it, she blushed in embarrassment. But Suyu didn't have much of a reaction. He just smiled and said, That's impossible. Even if you become my stepmother, I still have to return the money. Even biological brothers keep their accounts, let alone boyfriend and girlfriend. Fine, you win. Han Yueyao finally felt like she had lost. These big capitalists were ruthless. Okay, stop fooling around. Let's get down to business. The Lin Hang you mentioned is Xiao Xiao's friend, the one who repairs cars, right? Han Yueyao was about to answer when her cell phone beeped with a WeChat message. She opened it and saw only a few words on it. What are you doing? Chapter 3872. Han Yueyao looked at the WeChat message and was confused. You are? Don't you remember me? I'm your partner. Oh, it's you. Only then did Han Yueyao remember the popular young actor. He seemed to be very popular now. He had a lot of female fans and recently starred in a movie about the Republic of China as a rich man. Since he wasn't an artist of Imperial Star, Han Yueyao didn't have a deep impression of him. You have a bad memory. Han Yueyao felt a little awkward. What are you doing? Eating. Han Yueyao answered honestly. By yourself? No. Then with who? The guy seemed curious. With our boss. So you... Yes. After that, there was no more sound from the other side. Han Yueyao stopped playing with her cell phone. Just as she was about to put her cell phone away, her WeChat beeped and 100,000 yuan was transferred to her. Needless to say, it must be Su Yu. Okay, I've transferred the money to you. Why didn't you give me cash, President Su? Don't you know how expensive it is to withdraw cash from WeChat? Han Yueyao joked with a sad face. Then, the next second, she received a wallet from Su Yu. I'm full. Don't forget to pay the bill later. Then, Su Yu left with trembling hands. Han Yueyao opened a red envelope and found only 50 yuan inside. Su Yu, you're playing me. Han Yueyao was speechless. 50 yuan was probably only enough for the withdrawal fee. She had to pay the bill herself? It seemed that capitalists were indeed calculative. After paying the bill, Han Yueyao went to the bank and withdrew the money she wanted to return to Lin Hang. Out of the remaining 50,000 yuan, she kept 20,000 yuan for herself as pocket money. The 30,000 yuan was transferred to her mother's bank account. A few minutes after the money was transferred, she received a call from home. Han Yueyao told her mother that her work here was good. Because the dance competition went well, the company gave her a bonus. His mother seemed very happy. Before hanging up, Han Yueyao said, Mom, don't save money. You and Dad should eat something good. Don't eat cabbage and potatoes all the time. It's not nutritious. I can make money now and give you a good life. After chatting with his mother, his heart felt much warmer. Then, she took a taxi to Lin Hang's repair shop with 50,000 yuan in cash. Before she left, she sent a WeChat message to Xiao Xiao and told her about it. She didn't want to hide too much from Xiao Xiao. Xiao Xiao was still at work, so she accompanied her. When she arrived, Lin Hang and a mechanic were the only ones eating in the workshop. The food was not good. There were 2 boxes of rice, a box of stir-fried shredded potatoes, and a jar of Laogan Ma's chili sauce. Lin Hang, I'll return the money to you. Without further ado, she took out money from her purse and placed it on Lin Hang's desk. I said I don't want you to return it. His tone was cold as he continued eating. My mom taught me not to accept undeserved rewards. We're friends, but we're not so close that I won't return the 50,000 yuan. You don't have a good life either. Take it. Thank you for everything you've done for me. So, superstar, you're going to be famous, so you're in a hurry to draw the line with a stinky mechanic like me? Lin Hang put down his chopsticks, stood up slowly, and looked into Han Yueyao's eyes. If you think so, then fine, Han Yueyao said calmly. Is money really that important to you? More important than your conscience? He continued to ask her. Chapter 3873. Lin Hang, get it straight. My money is clean. I didn't steal it or rob it. How can you say I'm heartless? You ask me if I love money? Yes, I do. Who doesn't love money? I'm just a little more realistic. You took care of me in the hospital and paid for my medical expenses. I'm very grateful. I've always treated you as a friend. I've already told Xiao everything about us. Although she's not your girlfriend, she has the right to know about us. Anyway, thank you. Goodbye. Thank you. Han Yueyao thought Lin Hang had a strange personality. Although he looked cold, the things he did were warm and kind. However, sometimes the words he said were unacceptable. With that, she turned and left. Leaving 50,000 yuan to Lin Hang, she walked out of the garage and heaved a sigh of relief. Big brother Lin, I think Miss Han isn't a good match for you. Forget it. Xiao is a good girl. The mechanic murmured in a low voice. Lin Hang didn't say anything or touch the 50,000 yuan. However, he wasn't in the mood to continue eating. At South Hill Manor, after work, Qin Chu drove Huamin home. They went to the school to pick up the kids. On the way, Huamin thought of that incident. Honey, did you ask Gaoran? Is there any news about that incident? No. It's strange. How can a living person disappear from the camera? There's so many cameras in our city. That's why I said he dodged the camera on purpose. My poor brother. He foolishly thought Uncle Jing was back. Hee. Huamin smiled bleakly. As a doctor, she knew how a dead person could come back to life. It was most likely a conspiracy. Those mysterious enemies could even hypnotize Niao Lingxian. What else couldn't they do? Huamin and Qin Shu had a vague feeling that a shocking conspiracy was slowly approaching. They just didn't expect it to come so soon. In the evening, Huamin and Qin Shu were having dinner with their in-laws and children. Suddenly, she received a call from Jixin. Sis, Mom fainted. Can you come to the hospital? Fainted? Where's she? She fainted near Jixiang Mall. She was sent to the first hospital. She's in the emergency room now. Jixin's voice was urgent. Okay, I'll be right there. Huamian put down the bowl she had just taken a bite of and stood up. Honey, my mom fainted in the emergency room of the first hospital. Don't worry. Let's go. Qin Shu was afraid that Huamian would get anxious and slip if she walked too fast. Therefore, he had been carefully supporting her. Io, what happened to your mother-in-law? Chu, take a good look and find a good doctor so that your mother-in-law can take good care of herself. Mrs. Qin Shu's mother stood up. Mom, you guys eat. Let the children go to bed early. Okay, we'll be home. Drive slowly. Don't worry. After that, Qin Shu and Huamin left. Huamin was a little flustered. Perhaps he had always thought that his mother was very healthy. When Huamin was working at Southside, every 6 months, his mother would go for a physical examination. Yang Merom's physical fitness was really good. Her old illness rarely acted up, so when Jixin said that she suddenly fainted, Huamin was very scared. It was probably some serious disease like cerebral hemorrhage. Honey, it's okay. Mom will be fine. Along the way, Qin Shu drove with one hand and put the other hand on Huamin's cold hand to comfort her. Chapter 3874. At the first hospital, when Huamin and Qin Shu arrived, Yang Meirong was still asleep. Jixin and Bella were both there. Sis, brother-in-law, how's Mom? What happened? She fainted and was brought here by a passerby. The doctor said she had a heart attack because of something. How could that be? Huamin frowned slightly. Both he and Jixin lived a comfortable life. Nothing could make his mother so emotional that she had a heart attack. Yeah, I'm curious too, but there were many witnesses. Mom fainted on her own. Someone didn't hit her, Jixin explained. Where's the doctor? Who took her? Over there. Jixin pointed at the office of the emergency department. Huamin hurried over with a big belly. Qin Shu followed closely behind, afraid that she would slip. Dr. Zhao. After entering the office, Huamin saw one of his colleagues. Vice Director Hua. The doctor stood up respectfully. Dr. Zhao, what happened to my mother? Was that your mother? The female doctor adjusted her glasses, looking surprised. Huamin nodded. Vice Director Hua, it's like this. Your mother has been suffering from heart problems for a long time. Today's episode was probably caused by some external stimulation. It was caused by emotional agitation. However, it's not life-threatening. We've already done a detailed examination on her and given her an injection. Now, she'll wake up after a good rest. Huamin bit his lip, feeling that something was wrong. At your mother's age, she might have quarreled with someone while shopping. Anyway, we'll know when she wakes up. Okay, thank you, Dr. Zhao. After thanking him, Huamin walked out of the office. Qin Shu didn't say anything. He just quietly bought a few bottles of water from the vending machine. He gave 2 bottles to Jixin and Bella, and 1 for Huamin. Honey, drink some water first. Huamin took the bottle of mineral water that Qin Shu had unscrewed and drank a few mouthfuls. Then, he entered the ward and stayed by his mother's side. When a person reaches middle age, they will gradually experience a midlife crisis. At Huamin's age, he had to take care of both the elderly and the young. If the children were not sick, then the elderly would be hospitalized. It was indeed worrying. Fortunately, in this family, Qin Shu was the pillar of support for everything. Sis, brother-in-law said that you haven't eaten. Are you hungry? What do you want to eat? I'll go buy it. Jixin stood behind Huamin. I'm not hungry. I don't feel like eating anything. Sister Mian, even if you don't eat, the baby still needs to eat. I'll go buy you some hot food. With that, Bella put on her coat and walked out. 5 minutes after Bella left, young Meirong woke up. Mom, Huamin was quick-witted. He hurried over and grabbed his mother's hand. Mian, why are you here? Mom, you fainted and were sent to the hospital. I fainted. In a daze, Yang Meirong tried to remember that she had gone to the mall to buy some discounted daily necessities. And then, Mom, you scared Sis and me. Sis and brother-in-law didn't eat. They were so scared that they rushed over. I think I'd better move back to live with you tomorrow. I'm worried about you staying at home alone. Jixin complained behind Huamin like a little resentful wife. Mom, what happened? Why did you have a heart attack? Huamin asked the key question. Chapter 3875. Yang Meirong was old and wasn't as sensitive as before. Hearing Huamin's question, she tried to recall what had happened in the mall. Mian, I remember now. I saw him. Speaking of this, Yang Meirong was very emotional. She held Huamin's hand tightly. Mom, calm down. Speak slowly. I'm listening. Huamin stood up immediately and comforted his mother, trying to soothe her chest. Mian, I saw your Uncle Jing. Jixin, I saw your dad. Jixin, your daddy's back. Yang Meirong burst into tears as she spoke. She was agitated again. Mom, calm down. Mom, what did you say? Who did you see? Jixin thought he had misheard. Standing behind Huamin, Qin Shu wasn't surprised by his mother-in-law's words at all. He had already guessed the answer in his heart. After all, Jixin had already seen it once. Mom, Uncle Jing has been dead for many years. Didn't we see him cremated and buried with our own eyes? Huamin tried to remind his mother. I know. That's why I'm so agitated, Mian. Mom, did you see him in the mall? Did he look like him? Huamin asked her. No. He didn't look like him. He looked exactly the same. He was wearing his favorite clothes, the old-fashioned red checkered shirt. I bought it for him. How could I forget? I kept calling out to him, but he couldn't hear me. He walked very quickly and disappeared into the crowd. I was so anxious that I couldn't do anything. Then, I had a heart attack. I don't know anything after that. Sis, I'll tell you what I saw that day. Jixin was also agitated and wanted to talk about what happened that day. Jixin, let Mom rest first. Go boil some water. Oh, okay. Huamin sent Jixin away. Obviously, he didn't want Jixin to mention that he saw Jingda outside the Civil Affairs Bureau the other day. If only one person had said this, it might have been a hallucination. But since everyone was saying it, it didn't make sense. Huamin turned around and exchanged glances with Qin Shu. The husband and wife seemed to have a tacit understanding. Mom, have a good rest first. If you really saw it, I will help you ask around. Mian, do you think your Uncle Jing has reincarnated? Huh. The older generation was really superstitious. They even believed in things like reincarnation. However, in order not to hurt his mother, Huamin did not refuse. Anything is possible before we reach a conclusion. Mom, take care of yourself first. When you're better, we'll talk about this. Mian, I'm not lying. I'm telling the truth. I'm not hallucinating. Yang Meirong emphasized. I know, Mom. I trust you very much. Huamin coaxed his mother as if she were a child. After calming her down, he fed her some water, and his mother went back to sleep. Qin Shu and Huamin walked to a quiet corner in the hallway. Honey, what do you think? I think it's a conspiracy. That person appears again and again, Qin Shu said. Yes, he let Jixin and my mom see him. So, is it my turn next? I really want to see what a resurrected dead person looks like. Huamin sneered. I think it's too dangerous for you to meet him. I have to protect you 24/7. Qin Shu was afraid that he would lose Huamin. Chapter 3876. Without a word, Huamin reached out and held Qin Shu's hand tightly. Honey, yeah? How come I feel like you've been in a lot of trouble since you married me? Huh, I think I was a jinx in my last life. Don't talk nonsense. You're the greatest treasure in my life. Qin Shu didn't want Huamin, who was about to give birth, to think too much. But it was indeed a troubled time. After their secret conversation, they returned to the ward. Huamin accompanied his mother, and Qin Shu went to the company, leaving 12 bodyguards behind. Yes, that's right. Usually, there were at least 6 bodyguards protecting Huamin. But this time, Qin Shu felt that the person who looked like Jing De kept appearing, so he doubled the number of bodyguards. There were bodyguards both inside and outside the ward, including 2 female bodyguards who were very skilled. When the female bodyguards went to the washroom to change clothes for Huamin, someone took advantage of the gap. Obviously, Qin Shu was on the highest alert and had to protect his wife at all times. Meanwhile, South Hill Manor was also heavily guarded, and the twin school was even more heavily guarded. This was the first time Qin Shu had been on such a high alert. Based on his intuition, he felt that some dangerous person was slowly approaching. If it was a big conspiracy, the person had laid out a trap and was waiting for them to jump into it. On his way back to the company, Qin Shu received a call. Qin Shu was familiar with this number, so he answered it in a low voice. Yen. Lu Yin hadn't contacted them on the phone for a long time. Qin Shu had a vague feeling that something had happened to her. Brother-in-law, I'll make it short. First, the secretary's daughter isn't with me. I know. Qin Shu knew she was talking about Zhang Ro. Secondly, everyone is saying that it's in my hands. I'm a scapegoat now. I'll investigate, but you guys have to be extra careful. I'm afraid that some people can't deal with me and will make a move on my sister for the reward. All right. Qin Shu knew Secretary Zhang missed his daughter so much that he had offered 80 million yuan in the hitman circle. It wasn't a lot of money, but he was willing to risk his life for it. Many people wanted to find Lu Yin, rescue Zhang Ro, and get the money. So people might target Huamin. After all, her identity is no secret. Depending on the situation, I might go to Southeast Asia to deal with some things. If things go well, I'll find a chance to go back and visit my sister. You want to come back to China at this sensitive time? Qin Shu frowned, disagreeing with Lu Yin. Don't worry, they can't do anything to me. With that, Lu Yin hung up. Maybe because of her personality, Qin Shu treated her as his sister. But if he had to choose, he would never like a woman like Lu Yin. She was an egomaniac and domineering person who didn't allow anyone to question her decisions. It was very stressful to be with such a person. So, he admired Xiao Fei for being in love with Lu Yin for so many years. Besides, Xiao Fei seemed to have gotten used to everything about Lu Yin. On the private plane, Psycho Xiao, do you think I should go back to China and kill the old man who may be the scapegoat? Zhang Ro held a toothpick with a small piece of watermelon on it. He lost his daughter and is very pitiful. You want to kill him? What are you talking about? Xiao Fei replied to her while playing the game. Chapter 3877. To tell you the truth, I don't like that old man Zhang. Why don't you tell me you don't like him because he made Sister Mian laid off? Xiao Fei told her the real reason. You're right. I won't argue with you. Lu Yin never hid her inner desires or her wildness. No matter who she wanted to kill, or blow up, she had always done it quickly and cleanly. Psycho Xiao, your second brother has been missing for a long time. He's hiding in the Golden Triangle like a rat and doesn't dare to come out or contact your father. Is he up to something? Let him do whatever he wants. He only has a few tricks up his sleeve. After the last round, the phone showed that they had won. Xiao Fei put down his cell phone and stood up to hug Lu Yin. What are you doing? The sudden intimacy made Lu Yin blush. The subordinate with the dessert in his hand turned to leave, not daring to ruin their fun. Come back here, Lu Yin roared. Boss, why don't you eat after you're done? After you're done? Bring it over. I want to eat the tiramisu. Lu Yin scolded him with a half smile. Frightened, the subordinate immediately brought the dessert over and put it on the table. Then, he ran away as if he had seen a ghost. Look at you, Psycho Xiao. You've dirted my subordinates' minds. Each one is dirtier than the last. It has nothing to do with me. They're just like that. Lu Yin, then Xiao Fei held Lu Yin and placed her on his lap. They both fell onto the sofa. Xiao Fei glanced at the tiramisu. Yin, I want to eat too. Get yourself. Feed me. Don't you have hands? Lu Yin had always been hot-tempered and didn't know what flirting was. No. Okay, Psycho Xiao. You're ruthless. Seeing Xiao Fei's shamelessness, Lu Yin didn't want to argue with him. She picked up a fork and put a small piece of cake by his mouth. Eat. Why are you looking at me? Feed me. I'm feeding you. I want you to feed me with your mouth. Lu Yin, I want to feed you an AK-47. Do you want it? Lu Yin pointed at the submachine gun in the corner. Xiao Fei. Perhaps no other couple in the world was like Lu Yin and Xiao Fei. She never knew what romance and flirtation were. She never knew what warmth and surprise were. However, the two of them relied on each other for survival and managed to escape death time and time again. Time and time again, he chased after others to kill them. He had survived the rain of bullets time and time again. For them, it was no longer a matter of whether their love was sweet or not. Instead, it's a question of whether we'll be able to survive tomorrow. Therefore, the two of them had very perverted personalities and were very open-minded about everything. Shen grew up after the board meeting. Shen Mingxi had been worried sick. The fact that he and Wei Ying were exposed in the hotel was a good thing for him. After that, some news media kept spreading the news of the two of them getting back together, so the stocks of the two companies also rose. The Shen family also showed signs of coming back to life. But what worried Shen Mingxi was that Wei Ying hadn't contacted him. He also sent a WeChat message, but there was no reply. He called her, but she said she couldn't get through. For Shen Mingxi, he only cared about Wei Ying. As for the stocks and the future of the company, they were no longer important. In the old house of the Wei family, Wei Ying was under house arrest. Her cell phone was confiscated and she was locked in her bedroom. This was the order of the old master of the Wei family. He was Wei Liao, Wei Ying's father, Wei Yunchu's grandfather, and the head of the family. Dad, I beg you, I won't go out, but can you give me back my cell phone? Wei Ying's voice was hoarse from all the shouting, and she banged on the door with all her might. Chapter 3878. No one is allowed to open the door for her. Her father, what about the meal? Madame Wei couldn't bear to see her daughter like this. No food for her. Starve her for a few days. It's a disgrace to do such a thing. The old master of the Wei family wasn't only angry about his daughter being gambled with Shen Mingxi at the hotel. He was angry that his daughter still had to contact Shen Mingxi after this. This made him feel disgraced. Why didn't a good horse eat the old grass? The older generation, on the other hand, was too traditional. Jiang Xiaowei wanted to defend her sister-in-law, but seeing her father-in-law's anger, she didn't dare to add fuel to the fire. Besides, her husband agreed with their father. The Wei family was in a mess. Xiaowei, you guys go back. Don't stay here with them. The old master waved his hand and drove Wei Liao and Jiang Xiaowei away. Grandpa, I don't want to go back. I have a day off tomorrow. I want to play, Wei Yunchu said in a low voice. Okay, Yunchu can stay. The old master of the Wei family rubbed his grandson's head. Before they left, Jiang Xiaowei pulled her son aside. Brat, what are you up to? No, you even lied to your mother. Tell me, Mom, I want to help my auntie. She's very good to me. Wei Yunchu lowered his voice and whispered into Jiang Xiaowei's ear. Okay, be careful. If things get out of hand, Grandpa will get angry and punish you. It's okay. I have a way to deal with Grandpa. Wei Yunchu was quick-witted and already had an idea in his mind. After Jiang Xiaowei and Wei Liao left, Wei Yunchu sat on the sofa and played with the cell phone. In fact, he was messaging putting on WeChat to discuss countermeasures. After dinner, while his grandfather was reading in the study, Wei Yunchu went upstairs. Wei Yunchu quietly went upstairs to the door of Wei Ying's room. Auntie, he called in a low voice. Yunchu, is that you? Hearing her nephew's voice, Wei Ying hurried to the door. Auntie, it's me. Yunchu, where's your mother? Grandpa chased him away. Hearing that, Wei Ying's heart sank again. Auntie, don't be sad. I'll help you escape. Nephew. Wei Ying didn't know whether to laugh or cry. How old was her nephew? How could he help her escape? Pudding and I came up with a plan. When Grandpa gets some rest, I'll help you escape. I saw that Grandpa put your phone in the cupboard in his study. It's locked. I won't be able to get it, but Pudding prepared a new phone for us. After you escape, someone will be waiting for you at the door. So meticulous? Hearing her nephew's arrangement, Wei Ying was stunned. Anyway, trust me, if you don't run, Grandpa might lock you up for a few days. He's really angry today. But if I run away, won't your grandfather be even angrier? Then you can choose not to run and continue to starve here. Grandpa said that he won't give you any food. No, I'll just run then. Thank you, nephew. All right, hurry up and get ready. Do you want to bring some clothes or something? With that, Wei Yunshu left the room. 12:30 p.m. Wei Yunshu and Pudding devised a perfect escape plan. Everything went smoothly. When Wei Ying ran out, Pudding's chauffeur came to pick her up and gave her a new phone. But now there was a problem. Wei Ying's phone, wallet, and credit cards were locked in her father's study. Where was she going at this time of night? She wanted to call her friends, but she felt embarrassed. After much consideration, Wei Ying called Shun Mingxi. Big brother Mingxi, Ying? Shun Mingxi was excited to hear Wei Ying's voice. Chapter 3879. Yeah, it's me. Where are you? I just came out of my house. Where are you? I'll go pick you up. Shun Mingxi asked for her address, probably because he heard the hidden meaning in Wei Ying's words. Wei Ying thought for a moment and told him where she was. Shun Mingxi drove his sports car to pick her up. At that time, Wei Ying was in Pudding's chauffeur's black Audi Q7. When Wei Ying got out of the car, she thanked the driver gratefully. Then, he would never have thought that there would be a day where he would be in such a sorry state, where 2 3-year-old children would come to rescue him. Pudding and Yunshu were less than 7 years old. Thank Pudding for me. I'll treat her to dessert some other day, Wei Ying said to the driver. Okay, I'll tell Miss Pudding. Take care, Miss Wei. After the driver left, Shun Mingxi grabbed Wei Ying's hand and got into his sports car. What happened, Ying? Why did you come out so late? Shun Mingxi hadn't seen Wei Ying for a few days and was a bit agitated. Wei Ying ran out in a hurry. She only had time to run after her nephew sent away the bodyguards at home. When she came out, she only wore a white short-sleeved shirt and a classic black Burberry windbreaker. It's a bit embarrassing to tell you, biting her lip, Wei Ying told Shun Mingxi what had happened. Shun Mingxi blamed himself. It's all my fault. That's why Uncle lost his temper and made you suffer. No, it's not your fault. It's that bastard Yi Zhaoyang's fault. When he gets out of the hospital, I'll deal with him. At the mention of Yi Zhaoyang, Wei Ying was furious. Just then, Wei Ying's stomach rumbled in the silence of the night. She could hear it clearly. It made Wei Ying feel awkward. She lowered her head and blushed. I remember you used to love shrimp dumplings. There's a 24-hour Hong Kong restaurant up ahead. Let's have some food. Before Wei Ying could speak, Shun Mingxi started the car. They went to a restaurant for supper, and then Shun Mingxi took Wei Ying back to his home. Shun Mingxi had bought this house later, not the one he had bought with Hua Yinyan. Perhaps it was because Hua Yinyan often came here. So, Shun Mingxi specially arranged for a few bodyguards to guard the villa and not allow anyone to enter. It was already 3:30 a.m. when they arrived at the Shun family's house. It's almost dawn. You must be tired. Go and rest. I've already asked the housekeeper to change the bed sheets. You can make do with the master bedroom first. Shun Mingxi gave Wei Ying his spacious bedroom. Mingxi, what about you? I'll go to the guest room. I'll go to the guest bedroom. Wei Ying was a bit embarrassed. No need. Go to sleep. I have to go to the company in a few hours. Just like that, Wei Ying stayed at the Shun family's house. In his heart, he was quite worried that his little nephew would be scolded by his father when the matter was exposed the next day. The next morning, Wei Ying got up early and went to the kitchen to cook congee with the housekeeper. When the meal was ready, Tian Tian came downstairs. She froze when she saw Wei Ying. Auntie Wei Ying, you're here. Then she walked over with a smile and greeted Wei Ying. Shun Mingxi didn't even dare to imagine such a harmonious scene. He thought Tian would scold her. Wei Ying nodded. Tian, Annie Wei Ying will stay here for a few days. Really? That's great. I'm bored at home. Tian looked happy. Chapter 3880. Wei Ying had never thought that Tian would change her attitude toward her. During breakfast, Tian kept putting food on Wei Ying's plate. She seemed to like Wei Ying very much. Shen Mingxi remembered that Tian had told him that she was wrong. She was too young to tell the truth. She wasn't as easy to see through as an adult. After breakfast, Shen Mingxi went to work. Before he left, he gave Wei Ying a black gold card. He also had 50,000 yuan in cash. Half an hour later, some waitresses in designer clothes came with clothes, shoes, and bags in Wei Ying's size. Seeing these things, Wei Ying was flattered. She had never dared to imagine that one day, Shen Mingxi would treat her so well. She couldn't be happier. Even on their honeymoon, he hadn't treated her like this. She logged into WeChat and saw Shen Mingxi's message. You came out in a hurry yesterday and didn't bring many clothes, so I bought some for you. Do you like them? I like them. They're good. I only bought 3 bags for you. You can use them now. I'll take you shopping on the weekend. The black gold card is my secondary card. It has a credit limit of 6 million yuan. Big brother Mingxi, thank you. I'm sure it won't be long before my dad calms down and I can go home. Then I'll get my bank card and ID back. Don't worry. You can stay here and tell me if you need anything. After chatting with Shen Mingxi, Wei Ying looked at the bags and clothes and felt as if a lifetime had passed. Annie Wei Ying, will you remarry Uncle Shen? He didn't know when Tian ran over. She was only wearing a white cotton nightgown. Barefoot and with her hair down, she looked pure and innocent. In fact, she couldn't answer the child's question. If she said she couldn't, it would be a lie. She couldn't let it go. But if she said yes, she didn't know when she could remarry Shen Mingxi. After all, her family was against it. I really don't know. Annie Wei Ying, Uncle Shen knows he's wrong. In fact, we can't blame him. My mom is a bad woman who did a lot of wrong things. She's stubborn and ruined Uncle Shen's happiness. Uncle Shen is a kind man. He raised me even though I'm not related to him by blood and treated me as his own. It's my fault for disappointing him again and again. Tian's words shocked Wei Ying. He seemed to think that Tian understood a lot of things. Annie Wei Ying, I hope you can stay with Uncle Shen. I can see you're in his heart. I don't know what happened to him recently. I'm a kid and don't understand, but I can see he hasn't been sleeping well. He had the best sleep last night. I hope you can give Uncle Shen a home. Tian, don't you hate me? If it weren't for me, maybe you and your mom. Without you, my mother wouldn't have stayed with Uncle Shen for a long time. That kind of woman doesn't know how to be grateful. She's destined not to be happy. Tian's words didn't sound like something a child would say, but they sounded very reasonable. Tian, who told you this? No one told me. I'm not stupid and can understand. My mom, oh no, I should call her Hui Yin. She's hopeless. In my opinion, she's crazy and does crazy things. If Uncle Shen didn't have the heart to see her, she would have died 80 times. Now she's biting the hand that fed her. Poor Uncle Shen. Annie Wei Ying, please don't leave him. If it's because of me, I can leave. I can go to the orphanage or be adopted by someone else. I can't delay Uncle Shen's happiness. Tian shed a few tears when she spoke of her sadness. Wei Ying's heart ached when she saw this. Chapter 3881. In her eyes, Tian was just a child without a mother, and her father was dead. She was pitiful. Tian, it's not because of you. Your Uncle Shen and I. It's a family dispute. Annie Wei Ying, if you agree, I'm willing to be your and Uncle Shen's daughter. You'll be my parents, and I'll take care of you in your old age. When you have a younger brother, I'll be good to him. Please believe me. It's still a long way off. I haven't thought of it yet. Let's not talk about it, Tian. Wei Ying avoided the topic. After chatting with Tian for a while, Wei Ying packed her things. Tian went back to her room and stood before the full-length mirror. Then she smiled faintly. That woman is indeed a sweet and silly girl. She didn't lose to my mom in the past, but now she's still under my control. At South Hill Manor, Pudding, what are you laughing at? Oh, nothing. Pudding was obviously perfunctory in front of her mother's question. If you don't believe me, show me your cell phone. Hwamin reached out his hand. Mommy, it's my privacy. You can't see it. Then tell me what's going on. I feel like you're acting weird this morning. Haha. Okay. I'll tell you. Mommy, I successfully helped Yunshu's Annie escape from the Wei family. What? Hwamin frowned slightly. Then, Pudding told Hwamin her plan with Wei Yunshu. Hwamin was dumbfounded. However, the most shocking part was yet to come. Pudding said, Mommy, do you know how angry Grandpa Wei was when he found out this morning? You tricked Yunshu, didn't you? Of course not. I've already thought of a way for him to escape. What way? Pretending to be sick. I made him stay in a quilt for a long time. Then, I made him drink a lot of hot water and sweat a lot. I even made him eat beetle nuts. Grandpa Wei lied that Yunshu had a fever. He loves Yunshu very much and won't pursue the matter. You're really resourceful. Hwamin was speechless in the face of such a strange daughter. Hubby, come here for a moment. What happened? Reporting to my husband, your daughter is about to become a demon. Qin Chu was speechless. Don't make such a fuss, okay? It's just a small matter. Mommy, if you know how much money I've made in the stock market recently, will you faint? So, how much did you earn? Qin Zhao. Hwamin crossed his arms and looked at Pudding, who was holding the tablet. Mommy, she earned 150 million. The childish voice came from Little Bean, who was behind him. Ever since Little Bean found out that her sister had successfully made a fortune, she became even more of a lackey. He flattered Pudding all day long. Pudding was so happy that she sent Little Bean many red packets on WeChat. Altogether, it was about 50 to 60,000. Are you kidding me? Hwamin couldn't believe it. She had always thought that her daughter was just playing around in the stock market and that there were profits and losses. She didn't expect that, if you don't believe me, you can ask your husband, Pudding said to her mother. Hwamin tilted her head and looked at Qin Chu. It's true, Mrs. Qin. Your daughter is about to become a demon. This time, it was Qin Chu who said the same thing to her. Oh my God, 150 million? Don't scare me. Is it in RMB? Don't tell me it's in Japanese, yen, or Korean won. Hwamin still couldn't believe it. If I said it's in US dollars, what would you do, Mommy? Pudding raised her chin and asked with her delicate little face. Chapter 3882. No, I'm gonna faint. Hwamin felt like his brain was running out of blood. She probably didn't pay enough attention to the children, especially Pudding. Because she was too mature, Hwamin didn't have to worry about her. She had the children's grandma and nannies to take care of her daily life. There were chauffeurs and bodyguards to send her to school. Even if she didn't know how to solve some problems, there were tutors. Therefore, Hwamin was so busy with work that he didn't pay attention to Pudding for a long time. When he heard that Pudding had made so much money in the stock market, he couldn't believe it. Qin Chu, on the other hand, was relatively calm. Although his daughter was talented in the stock market, Qin Chu had taught her a lot. She also learned a little bit about hacking from Lu Yen. Just because she learned a little, she was already so good. What would happen if she learned all of it? Of course, one had to admit that Pudding was also very talented. Mommy, don't worry now that you're unemployed. The money Daddy and Sister made is more than we can spend in our lifetime, Pudding said happily. Hwamin, Daddy, now you know why I have nothing to do every day. It's because there are too many awesome people in this family. I can eat, drink, and play every day until I'm old. Pudding looked up at Qin Chu shamelessly. So you're eating and drinking for free, and you still think you're in the right? Pudding glanced at Pudding's chubby face coldly. No. Your halo is too strong and has successfully overshadowed me. So, I'm willing to be a nameless grass. Reputation and honor, I'll give it all to you. My daddy is the most outstanding, youngest, and most handsome CEO in Asia. My mommy is the youngest director in China. My sister is the best stock market god. Your flattery is a bit far-fetched. Mommy has been fired, Pudding said. Ahem, you guys talk. I'll go to the kitchen and see if there's any milk. At the mention of being fired, Huamin still felt depressed. Although he didn't have to go to work, it was good to eat, drink, and play at home. However, he had gotten used to the pace of the hospital in the past few years. Now that he was suddenly free, he didn't know what to do. Most importantly, Huamin felt very wronged. She didn't kidnap Zheng Ro, so she really didn't know anything about it. Later, her husband also said that it wasn't in Xiaoyan's hands. However, Secretary Zheng still vented his anger on them. Even President Wu, who was about to retire, was not spared. The two of them were inexplicably removed from the competition. Their reputations were indeed not very good. Fortunately, Huamin was very popular at Southside. After she left, many of her colleagues and subordinates at the hospital still called and sent her greetings on WeChat. Qin Shu followed her into the kitchen and poured a cup of warm milk for his wife. "Honey, does pudding really make that much money?" "Yes." "What's going to happen if this continues? Instead of studying, you're playing with stocks?" Huamin felt that something wasn't right. What's the point of studying hard? Isn't it to earn money in the future? Qin Shu laughed. You're right. Don't worry about it. Pudding likes to invest in stocks. Haven't you seen how enthusiastic she is lately? After the incident with the Shan family and the Wei family, she bought a lot of stocks the next morning. As expected, the stocks kept rising. She has a good eye. I'm sure she'll do well. Okay. You're both geniuses. Who said so? Dr. Hua is the only genius in our family. Qin Shu smiled gently. No. Your Dr. Hua becomes dumb after 3 years of pregnancy. Now her IQ is starting to drop to 0. Okay, stop fooling around. Are you coming to the company with me today? No, I want to see Yao Yao first. Chapter 3883. Han Yueyao. Huamin nodded. I didn't know you cared about her so much. Of course. I have a feeling she has something going on with Suyu. Really? Qin Shu looked incredulous. I have the same feeling. Huh. At least Suyu has a good impression of that girl. Yao Yao is open and honest. I feel comfortable with her. Okay. I'll ask the driver and bodyguards to drive you. Be careful. Okay. The couple parted ways at South Hill Manor. Qin Shu drove to the company. Huamin went to the headquarters of Imperial Star. Huamin rarely went to Imperial Star. Every time he went, he would become the talk of the employees. Hey, look, is that Dr. Hua? He's so young. People say he's average-looking, but I think he's good-looking. His skin is good without makeup. Yeah, he has a good temperament and is friendly to people. He's much better than those good-looking but bad-tempered people. I admire Dr. Hua. Do you know what happened to her? She was an inspiration. She turned from a nurse into a hospital director. She's the top doctor in the medical field. She's a genius. Yeah. I heard she's the youngest hospital director in the country. Many seniors in the medical field like her. Wow, she's awesome. Who wouldn't like a woman like her? No wonder President Su is obsessed with her. Shush. Keep your voices down. Don't let others hear you. It's not good. Dr. Hua, are you here for President Su? Some employees recognized Huamian and wanted to please her, so they led her to the president's office. No, I'm here for Han Yueyao. Huamin smiled slightly. Oh, you're here for Han? She's rehearsing in the dance studio upstairs. Okay, thank you. Huamin went upstairs followed by several bodyguards. The way he was escorted by his entourage was indeed shocking. Look at her. She's a winner in life. Her husband dotes on her so much, and now that she's pregnant with her second child, she has bodyguards following her everywhere she goes. President Su treats her really well, too. For a woman to live like this, her life is worth it. Huamin's current height was no longer something to be envied. Instead, it was something to look up to. When a person stood too high, the people below no longer had the time to be jealous. They could only look up to him, because her life was too far away from yours. Even if you were jealous, you would never be able to reach her in this lifetime. Huamin should be that kind of person now. In the eyes of these employees, she was living on a pedestal. Inside the president's office, President Su. What is it? Suyu looked at the documents and didn't even bother to raise his head. Dr. Hua is here. Let her in. Suyu immediately put down the document in his hand and stood up. There was a hint of surprise and excitement in his eyes. Ahem, she's not here for you. She went to the dance studio in the performance department to see Miss Han and said weakly, Suyu, you're fucking trying to embarrass me, aren't you? Suyu touched his head awkwardly. No, I just wanted to tell you that Dr. Hua is here. Don't blame me if you don't know. Mion, why didn't she come to my office first before coming to Imperial Star? Suyu grumbled like a resentful wife and lowered his head and snickered. He knew that President Su was only as willful and cute as a child in front of Dr. Hua. When Huamin arrived, Han Yueyao had finished a dance and was drinking water on the floor with sweat all over her forehead. Seeing Huamin, she immediately stood up. Sister Mion. Chapter 3884. Are you tired? Huamian spoke to Han Yueyao gently, as if she were the sister next door. His words warmed Han Yueyao's heart. No, I'm just afraid I'll embarrass myself. You won't. You did well last time. Sister Mion, how come you're here? Nothing. I'm unemployed now, and came to see you since your second live stream is coming up. Yeah, it's this weekend. Are you confident? No. Han Yueyao was as straightforward as ever. Haha. Huamin was amused by her straightforwardness. I'm not confident. Sister Mion, I think I'll be eliminated this week. Why are you so pessimistic? I'm not pessimistic. They're too strong. They dance well and are very popular. I'm the least famous one. Have some confidence in yourself. I have high hopes for you. I bet on you to win. If you lose, won't I lose a seafood meal to your President Su? Haha, you bet with Suyu. You'll lose for sure. Han Yueyao was in a good mood and wasn't nervous at all. Maybe because Huamin's topics were too casual, they chatted casually. Before leaving, Huamin took out some masks from his bag. I didn't give you too much. My Ning's new biotech company developed these. They're all natural and can be used by pregnant women. I used one last night and thought it was very effective. Try it. You've been staying up all night and your skin color isn't good. Huamin didn't bring any gifts for Han Yueyao. He just took some masks. After returning to China, Qi Ning invested in a biotech company. This was because there were too many fake facial masks in the country. Consumers couldn't buy good facial masks, even if they spent money. Therefore, Qi Ning spent a lot of money to hire some professors to develop the new products. She gave them to Huamin to try first. Of course, she dared to give them to Huamin, who was pregnant, because they had no hormones or chemicals. Han Yueyao took the mask happily. She didn't stand on ceremony with Huamin. My face has been feeling dry lately. Thank you, Sister Min. It's fine. Go ahead and dance. I'm going to have some tea with Suyu. After that, Huamin went upstairs with a big belly. When she entered, she bumped into Suyu. Huh, I was just about to catch you. You came to my company, but you didn't look for me first? Suyu laughed. Aren't I here now? I didn't forget you. After Huamin came in, the bodyguards sensibly stayed outside the door, because she knew that she wouldn't be in any danger when she was with Suyu, and hurriedly went to make Huamin a cup of warm milk and brought it in. President Hua, thank you. And taking the warm milk, Huamin sat casually on Suyu's sofa. Dr. Hua, are you bored after losing your job? Very. Then you can come work for me. I need a girl to serve me tea. Suyu mocked her. Sure, but it's not worth it for you to hire me first. I'm about to give birth. If I apply for maternity leave as soon as I start work, I'll resign after the confinement. Haha, then you'll have to give me months of salary for nothing. Suyu, you can even think of that. You're a genius. Suyu was speechless. Sure enough, he wasn't as smart as Han Yueyao and didn't think as fast. Mion, you're good to Han Yueyao. You come to see her when you're free. Suyu was puzzled. Lord Su, you're good to Han Yueyao too. Of all the artists under your company, you're only supporting her. Suyu was stumped by Huamin's question. Chapter 3885. I did it because she's your distant relative. Don't pretend. Didn't you already check it out? You know that she's not my relative. She's just a girlfriend that Annie arranged for you. How did you know that? Su Yu looked at Huamin in surprise. Didn't you just say that I'm a genius? Okay, genius. So what's your purpose here today? Are you here for gossip? That's right. I just want to see how far you and Yao have progressed. Huamin's straightforward words surprised Su Yu. Don't mess around. What progress? I'm the boss, and she's an employee. That's true now, but might not be true in the future. Huamin lowered his head and chuckled. Then, he slowly drank his milk. Hey, Huamian, what do you mean? So you didn't quite understand what she said. Nothing. I'm here, and you're giving me milk? What else? So you was a little confused. I'm pregnant, and I'm hungry. Sis, what time is it? Didn't you have lunch? I did, but I'm hungry again. So, okay, they all say that pregnant women eat a lot. I finally understand. Tell me, what do you want to eat? Suyu was helpless against Huamin. I want to eat soup dumplings and roast duck from Who's. You really know how to order. Okay, I'll ask him to buy it. It'll be bad if we buy it. It'll be cold. Why don't we go eat it? Huamin suggested. Now, Suyu looked at his watch. It was only a little past 2 p.m., and he had just finished lunch 2 hours ago. Are you going or not? Yes, yes, yes. I'll eat whatever you want. Even if you want to eat Tang's song, I'll kidnap him for you. Everyone knew how much Suyu doted on Huamin. During Huamin's pregnancy, her taste changed drastically. She liked everything she didn't like before. She was always thinking about what she wanted to eat. If she wanted to eat something, she had to eat it immediately. Otherwise, she would feel so wrong that she was about to cry. Qin Shu wanted to hire more chefs so that he could satisfy the pregnant woman's miraculous wish 24/7. To Su Yu's surprise, when he went to eat soup dumplings with Huamin, they ran into Shun Mingxi and Wei Ying. The four of them were one in front and one at the back. However, since they had coincidentally bumped into each other and everyone knew each other, they could only sit together. The big matter between the Shun and Wei families was known to the whole city. So, Huamin think they came eat scissors to avoid the news. Mian, tisestes. As LL take it that's as assess teat. Estes. Why did you two come so far to eat? Suyu looked at Shun Mingxi. There are too many reporters in the city, Shun Mingxi replied. Isn't that matter clear now? That little bastard from the Yi family did it? Where's he? He's still in the hospital. His injuries are pretty serious. Good job. That's what men do. Beat him to death. Suyu had a hot temper. He had talked to Shin Mingxi on the phone before, so he knew what happened. Huamin thought it was someone else's business, so he didn't ask. Suyu, how's my brother's reaction? Wei Ying asked Suyu quietly. Your brother? Don't you know? Why are you asking me? Suyu didn't know that Wei Ying ran away from home, but Huamin knew. Therefore, she kicked Suyu under the table to remind him of the situation. You two, stop wasting time. If you're okay, get back together immediately. Otherwise, don't be so attached to each other. It's like a 100-episode TV series. It's so messy and doesn't even have an ending. I'm annoyed just by watching it. Suyu didn't mince his words and scolded Wei Ying and Shun Mingxi. Suyu, can you help me persuade my brother? I want to get married again. Unexpectedly, Wei Ying said the word get married again calmly. Not to mention Huamin, even Shun Mingxi, who was sitting beside her, was stunned. Chapter 3886. Shun Mingxi didn't know that Wei Ying liked him more than he had imagined. Oh no, Wei Ying's obsession with Shun Mingxi couldn't simply be described as like. It should be called love, a deep and profound love. Even though Shun Mingxi had hurt her so deeply, she still didn't want to let him go. Perhaps it was because she thought it was a rare opportunity to see Huamin and Suyu. After all, among Huamin and the others, the two most powerful people were Huamin and Suyu. Although Qin Shu occasionally attended gatherings, he didn't interact much with Wei Liao and Tang Chuan in private. So, Wei Ying wanted to take a gamble and see if Suyu would help her. After all, she couldn't hide from her family and live in Shun Mingxi's mansion without a clear reason. Ying. Shun Mingxi looked at Wei Ying in shock. As a man, he should be the one to propose remarriage, but now Wei Ying had taken the initiative. Shun Mingxi didn't know what to feel, but he had mixed feelings. More than anything, he was touched and pleasantly surprised. He had always thought that Wei Ying held a grudge against him, and that it would be difficult for them to remarry. But now that Wei Ying had said it, it seemed to be progressing faster. Remarry? That's fine. No problem. You two have been going around in circles. You still care about each other. We can see that. But what I'm worried about is, if you two remarry, even if your second brother and the Wei family agree to it, will you two be able to settle down? Don't forget that Hua Yinyin and her daughter are between you two. Although Suyu had a bad temper, he was a careful person. He and Wei Liao had talked about this before. Everyone knew that if Hua Yinyin continued to act like a lunatic and came out to make trouble, Wei Ying and Shun Mingxi would have a hard time. Hua Min looked at Suyu with admiration. He felt that Suyu was right. I will take care of Hua Yinyin. Shun Mingxi seemed to have made up his mind and made a promise to Suyu or to Wei Ying. If that's the case, then I'll give it a try. Although Mr. Wei is angry, he's still your sister. Your brother is doing this for your own good. But if you insist that you can find happiness by remarrying, I think your brother won't stop you from finding happiness. Suyu glanced at Wei Ying and said slowly, "Don't worry. Yes, my second brother loves me very much, even more than my brothers. I know that." Wei Ying bit her lip, knowing that she might hurt her brother's feelings. "Sister Mian, you've always been a friend of my second brother and his second sister-in-law. I hope you can help me talk to them about this." Wei Ying looked at Hua Min pleadingly. Her eyes were that of a helpless girl begging from the bottom of her heart. "It's easy to talk to your sister-in-law. As for your second brother, I'll give it a try." Hua Min didn't agree completely. After all, this was Wei Ying's family matter, and she wasn't a busybody. Besides, to be honest, Hua Min didn't think that Wei Ying would be able to remarry. Of course, she wouldn't say it out loud. It would be like pouring cold water on her. After dinner, Shun Mingxi paid the bill and walked Suyu and Hua Min to the door. After they got into the car, Hua Min didn't speak. She seemed to have something on her mind. Suyu asked as he drove, "What's wrong, Mian? Is something on your mind?" "Suyu, do you really think Wei Ying and young Master Shin can remarry?" Hua Min tilted her head and asked seriously. Chapter 3887. It's okay. After all, they can't bear to part with each other. Suyu was Shun Mingxi's best friend. They had a falling out because of Hua Min. But later, when Shun Mingxi learned that he was used by Hua Yinyin, he repented and made up for his mistake. Suyu forgave him for the sake of his childhood friend. Shun Mingxi felt aggrieved about the incident. He saved Wei Ying, but was beaten by Wei Liao. Who could he tell his pain to? Suyu saw it all. "I don't think it's a good choice." "Why do you say that?" Suyu was surprised by Hua Min's reaction. He had thought it was a good thing for Wei Ying and Shun Mingxi to get back together. But Hua Min seemed to have a different opinion. With Shun Mingxi's personality, I don't think he'll send the child away. After all, he's been raising her for a long time and has feelings for her. But if he doesn't send her away, she'll be in trouble in the future. I heard that Hua Yinyin's daughter was studying abroad, but she got into a big trouble and was sent back. She's so young, and Singapore has a strong sense of security. Why would they refuse to let a child into the country? Wei Ying is too simple. This matter had been overlooked by everyone. But Jiang Xiaowei and Hua Min had talked about it in private. Jiang Xiaowei studied psychology and was good at reading people's personalities. So, they had the same opinion. Tian Tian had been hit by these incidents again and again. Her environment had changed again and again, and her family had left her again and again. As a result, her personality gradually became a little twisted. She wasn't like Hua Yinyin. Hua Yinyin was a classic example of a psychopath. She was a classic example of someone whose life was ruined by her mother. But Hua Yinyin wasn't very smart or scheming. But Tian Tian was different. After she came back, she could still pretend to be innocent and pitiful and stay in the Shun family so peacefully. She even changed her name to Shun Sidong. This was not something an ordinary child could do. Jiang Xiaowei and Hua Min both thought that Tian Tian must not have told Shun Mingxi everything that had happened in Singapore. She must be hiding something and putting on an act to win Shun Mingxi's sympathy. However, these words could only be said between the two of them in private. Even if she told Shen Mingxi, he might not believe her. After all, he had feelings for the child. She had to admit that Shen Mingxi was kind enough to raise someone else's child for so long. But as a man, sometimes being too kind wasn't a good thing. This was also one of the reasons why Huamin wasn't optimistic about Shen Wei's chances of getting remarried. Mian, what you're saying is, if Hua Yinyan and that kid get rid of everything, their lives will still be okay? Su Yu finally understood. Yes. Then that's easy. Didn't Hua Yinyan say that he'll get rid of that woman? As for the kid, it's even easier. He can just give her to a childless family for adoption. They'll have their own children in the future. It's easy to say, but the reality is not that simple. Huamin smiled. But later, when Su Yu asked, she didn't say anything. She was too lazy to talk about it. After all, these were just guesses and hadn't happened yet. What if they could live happily together? Evening, Han Yueyao returned to the dormitory tiredly and was surprised to see Su Xiaoxiao preparing hot pot. Yao Yao, come, let's eat hot pot. Is it just the two of us? Han Yueyao was worried that Su Xiaoxiao would ask Lin Heng to come. It would be awkward for the three of them to be together. Chapter 3888. Su Xiaoxiao froze and smiled. What else? Understanding her meaning, Han Yueyao smiled awkwardly. Then she took off her jacket and washed the vegetables for Su Xiaoxiao. Although it was called hot pot, it was actually a small hot pot in the middle, enough for the two girls. Beside it were beef rolls, vegetables, vermicelli, winter melon, and other side dishes. There were also ready-made pot base and dipping sauces bought from the supermarket. But in the cold weather in the north, it was a blessing to have a hot pot. Su Xiaoxiao was only wearing a white short-sleeve shirt from Armani and jeans. With short hair, she looked neat and tidy. Han Yueyao had a ponytail and a loose V-neck sweater, which added a touch of gentleness. The two girls had been friends for a long time. Su Xiaoxiao was rich and often bought fruits, snacks, and dried fruits for the dormitory. But Han Yueyao wasn't a cheap person. Although she didn't have much money, she bought a lot of things for them, such as toothbrushes, toothpaste, paper towels, and laundry detergent. Su Xiaoxiao didn't even remember to buy them. Besides, Han Yueyao often helped Su Xiaoxiao wash clothes and clean the dormitory. Overall, they were very compatible. Just like that, the two girls sat around the small hot pot and enjoyed the hot food. On the table was Su Xiaoxiao's new cell phone, Model X. It was black and 256G, very high-end. Hey Yao, why don't you change it? It's fun with so many new functions, Su Xiaoxiao said with interest. For her, a cell phone that cost more than 10,000 yuan was as simple as 100 yuan for ordinary people. Because her family had endless money, Su Xiaoxiao didn't know what poverty was. Ever since she learned that she was Su Yu's niece, Su Xiaoxiao's status in the Huang family soared. Everyone was polite to her and even gave her a lot of money to please Su Yu. Some people even said that Su Xiaoxiao's father gave her 100,000 yuan for living expenses every month. But what was the truth? Su Xiaoxiao's father gave her 100,000 yuan every month. Her grandfather gave her 50,000 yuan. Her grandfather gave her 50,000 yuan, and Su Yu's grandfather gave her 50,000 yuan as a subsidy. In this way, Su Xiaoxiao had 250,000 yuan for living expenses every month. Even if he ate sea cucumbers and abalones every day, he still wouldn't be able to spend it. Therefore, she spent most of her money on clothes, shoes, handbags, and diamond rings. Anyway, she had a lot of luxury goods. My cell phone is still good. I don't plan to change it. She was still using the 6th-generation cell phone. She had bought it when she was still in the capital. She had taught children how to dance and earned some money. You're different from before. You're going to be famous soon, you know? What do you want to buy? Don't be so petty. I'm not being stingy. I just think some things can still be used, and there's no need to waste them. Han Yueyao smiled. Su Xiaoxiao was playing with her phone while eating hot pot. At this moment, Han Yueyao thought of something and said, Xiaoxiao, I went to see Lin Heng today. Oh! Su Xiaoxiao's expression was obviously a bit unnatural. I gave him the money that he gave me in advance. I also made things clear between the two of us. Actually, there's nothing between us. Where did you get the money? Su Xiao wondered. I borrowed it from President Su. Huh, you're shameless. You dared to borrow money from him? He didn't scold you. Su Xiao was actually a bit afraid of Su Yu. No, President Su was very straightforward. I borrowed 50,000 yuan, and he gave me 100,000 yuan. Haha, that's because you're popular now. When you get off the variety show, you can take on a commercial and get more money. Anyways, Xiao, Lin Hang and I probably won't have any interactions in the future. I just don't want it to affect our friendship, Han Yueyao said frankly. After 3 seconds of silence, Su Xiao said slowly, Yao, tonight I plan to confess my love to him for the last time. If I don't succeed, I might leave. Chapter 3889. Leave? Where to? Han Yueyao was surprised by Su Xiao's words. She had thought Su Xiao would stay in Imperial Star. Even if she didn't debut, she would stay in this city. After all, she was used to this place. I'll tell you later. Anyway, I'll get drunk tonight and confess my love to him. I'll force a kiss on him and see if he's still a blockhead. Then, Su Xiao took out the red wine she had bought and poured a little for Han Yueyao. She poured the rest into her glass. You're going to do the second live stream in a few days. I won't let you drink with me. Xiao, don't drink too much. It's okay. Alcohol strengthens my courage. Maybe if I drink too much, I'll dare to do things I usually don't dare to do. Su Xiao seemed to have made up her mind, but she looked happy and excited. It was 8 p.m. when they finished the hot pot and the wine. It was already dark at 8 p.m. in the north. Su Xiao put on a checkered coat and left the room. Han Yueyao didn't ask because she knew she was going to see Lin Hang again. The love triangle between her, Su Xiao, and Lin Hang was ridiculous. Lin Hang was a weirdo. How'd he fall in love with her? Thinking about it, Han Yueyao shook her head helplessly. After cleaning up, she washed some fruits and lay on the bed, playing on her cell phone and browsing Weibo. She saw that a popular young actor's new movie was about to be released. Many fans and marketing accounts were reposting it. If it were another star, Han Yueyao wouldn't pay attention to it. But this guy was her partner in Dancing Beauty. So, she paid extra attention to it. While she was browsing Weibo, her WeChat beeped. She opened it and saw it was this guy. The male star asked, "What are you doing?" Han Yueyao said, "Lying down and playing Weibo." The male star said, "Haha, are you looking at me?" Han Yueyao said, "You're so narcissistic." The male star said, "Because I'm the most searched topic on Weibo." Han Yueyao said, Okay. You're the most beautiful man in 4,000 years. You're the nation's husband." The male star said, "I like your hypocrisy." Han Yueyao. She guessed that this brat might be from Sagittarius constellation. He was very energetic, and sometimes he would suddenly jump out to chat. They were the kind that came and went without a trace, and they were the kind that could kill a conversation. "Shall we meet tomorrow?" "Why?" Han Yueyao took a bite of the apple and replied, "A dress rehearsal. After all, you're clumsy. I'm afraid that if you make a mistake on the spot, we'll both be finished." "I'm clumsy? Bro, are you kidding me? I graduated from a professional dance academy." Han Yueyao rolled her eyes at her cell phone in disdain. Specialization is useless. Most of the time, it's popularity that matters. I'll pick you up at your company tomorrow. I'll get my agent to go." "Don't. You have too many fans. I'm afraid that I'll get into big trouble." "Just tell me a place, and I'll go there myself. Then I'll send you the location of my studio. Come and find me." "Okay." Han Yueyao was reluctant, but she felt more confident after a rehearsal. She thought that the conversation between the two of them would end here. Unexpectedly, at the end of the message, the kid suddenly sent a message. Han Yueyao, what's your bus size?" Han Yueyao, where are you? Is this a rehearsal or a one-night stand? Han Yueyao was a bit angry and retorted. Chapter 3890. Do you want to date her? Date my ass. She didn't know if the guy was serious or joking, but Han Yueyao bombarded him. After she finished, she realized, huh? My tone sounded like Su Yu's on the other side. A certain male star chuckled in the backstage lounge after reading Han Yuyao's reply. Superstar, what are you so happy about? His female agent came up and asked curiously. Sister Shui, do you know Han Yuyao? Han Yuyao? Who's that? The agent didn't understand. She's my partner in Dancing Beauty. Oh, that girl. The female agent stopped smiling and frowned. She's fun and interesting, the male star commented. Oh, don't mess with her. The agent knew that her male star liked to hook up with girls because of his handsome face. Although he didn't have a good reputation, he was very good at attracting fans. Those girls were fascinated by him. Fortunately, he had always slept with his fans, and he would only date unknown female celebrities. Why didn't he date A-listers? It wasn't that he couldn't date them, but A-listers were too famous. What if they wanted to take responsibility after he slept with them? So, he didn't touch big shots and only slept with newbies like Han Yuyao. She was pretty and had a good figure. Wasn't that right? The moment the superstar set his eyes on his partner, he was warned. What's wrong, Sister Shui? Who's this girl? Can't I touch her? The male star said with a toothpick in his mouth. Don't you know she's from Imperial Star? So what? It's not like I haven't slept with anyone from Imperial Star. That trainee captain even came to me after I slept with her last time. This one's different. How is it different? Do you have any insider information? Hearing that his agent seemed to know something about the girl's background, the male star was very excited. Do you really not know, or are you pretending not to know? Bo, you've been in the entertainment industry for many years. Don't you know the unspoken rules? Do you think that newbie can get on such a popular show like Dancing Beauty if she doesn't have any tricks? What's her background? They say she's Su Yu's partner, the female agent said calmly. Su Yu? The big boss of Imperial Star? Yes. It's okay. I don't mind sharing a bed partner. Good things should be shared. A certain male star giggled. If they hadn't seen it with their own eyes, they wouldn't have known that there was such a glamorous superstar outside. Behind his back, he had such three views. There was simply no correct view of love. Let's not touch Su Yu's people. His background is too deep. We can't afford to offend him. What's so great about them? Aren't they just high-ranking disciples? Just listen to me. Anyway, don't cause any trouble, okay? After this conversation, no one brought it up again. It could be considered as the end of the story. The next day, she was taken to Yuan Bo's studio on time. Yuan Bo might be one of the most popular male stars after Ni Yang's retirement, because he was good-looking, devilish, and could sing, dance, and act. Therefore, he was doted on by his female fans and was the new generation's national husband. However, there had always been rumors in the circle that his private life was not too good. Of course, this was only a private rumor within the circle. When she came out, she told her agent and assistant that she was going to come out. When she got into the car, her agent sent her a WeChat message. Stay away from Yuan Bo. He has a bad reputation. People call him the Little Cannon King of G City. Reading the message, Han Yuyao almost laughed out loud. Chapter 3891. Little Cannon King? It seems this kid's kidney function must be poor, Han Yuyao murmured to herself. When they arrived at the studio, they found the dance teachers weren't there. Yuan Bo was alone. Why are you here alone? What? You don't like it? Nonsense. I'm here to rehearse. I know. Come on, beauty. Let's rehearse. Yuan Bo took off his jacket and walked to the middle of the floor. Then he picked up his cell phone and connected it to the stereo through Bluetooth. Music rang in the studio. After a moment of hesitation, Han Yuyao walked over and danced with him. There was a big mirror opposite them, and they could see themselves dancing. Han Yuyao found the boy was good at dancing. He wouldn't be a hindrance to her. After the dance, Yuan Bo walked over with 2 bottles of mineral water and handed one to Han Yuyao. No, thank you. I didn't put any drugs in it. Don't worry. Yuan Bo smiled, knowing what Han Yuyao was thinking. Han Yuyao didn't say anything since she didn't trust him. I heard you're Su Yu's girlfriend. Han Yuyao almost lost her temper at the beginning of this topic. But she wouldn't. She was the super king of Dis and couldn't even accept a quarrel with Su Yu. Hearing his words, Han Yueyao smiled faintly. Then she glanced at Yuan Bo. I heard. You're the king of dissolving bubbles in City G? Ha ha. You're well informed. Good job. The kid laughed shamelessly. Did he admit it indirectly? Then you must have weak kidneys. Remember to take Luwei Romania pills. Han Yueyao mocked him. What? You have a second job? Selling medicine? No. I'm just reminding you out of kindness. Thank you for your kindness. What? You haven't answered my question. How long have you been with Suyu? I've been with Suyu for 8 years. 8 years? That's a long time. You're only 25 this year, right? You were with Suyu when you were 17. Oh my god. Yeah. I've been with Suyu since I was 17. I've been with him for many years. He bought me a villa and a sports car. I even gave birth to a son for him. You two have a son? So explosive? A certain male celebrity almost spat out a mouthful of water when he heard that. Yes, she only gave birth to a son. He's very old this year. What's his name? His name is Su Yuanbo. Yuanbo, Han Yueyao, you fucking tricked me. She had just asked Han Yueyao how old her illegitimate son was with Suyu. In the end, he only realized that something was wrong after he finished speaking. Yeah, if you want to play, I'll play with you, Han Yueyao said calmly. Can't you just have a nice chat? Motherfucker, was that the rhythm of a good conversation? The first thing you asked was if I was Suyu's girlfriend? I'm just curious. Are you curious, baby? Han Yueyao rolled her eyes. Do you have one or not? Forget it. I don't need to ask. If you don't have one, you can't be on Dance Allure as a newcomer. He meant that Han Yueyao must have been slept with by Suyu. Let me ask you, is it because you've seen bad things that you don't believe in pure and good things? What do you mean? The male celebrity looked puzzled. Nothing. I don't want to talk to you. It's okay that you suspect me, but don't slander President Su. In fact, President Su is the most devoted man in the world. Whoa, it sounds like you two have a story. No, I've heard stories about him and other women. Anyway, Suyu is a very, very good man. I won't allow you to slander my boss. I was joking. Why are you so serious? Do you like him? The man leaned close to Han Yueyao's face and stared at her. Chapter 3892. Han Yueyao glared at the man. She replied confidently, It's none of your business. Ha! You're blushing. It seems I guessed right. Are you done? Do you still want to rehearse? Yes. Yes. Seeing that Han Yueyao was really unhappy, the man stopped gossiping. Han Yueyao swore that if it weren't for the show, she wouldn't talk to this man, even if she was beaten to death. After rehearsing, they went back to the dorm to rest in the afternoon. Han Yueyao saw Su Xiao Xiao lying on the bed, looking haggard as she played with her phone. Xiao Xiao, you didn't go to the company? Yeah, I didn't go. What's wrong? Are you sick? Are you not feeling well? Sensing that something was wrong with her, Han Yueyao took off her jacket and walked to Su Xiao Xiao's bedside. She touched her forehead and found that it wasn't hot. Yao, my confession has officially failed. Ha! Lin, that blockhead won't accept me. Even if I take off all my clothes and offer myself to him, he still won't want me. When she said this, Su Xiao Xiao's expression changed from a smile at the beginning to a mocking one. Han Yueyao didn't know what to say about her bold behavior. It was said that the veil between a woman and a man was easily broken. After all, men weren't picky. If a woman offered herself to him, as long as she wasn't too ugly, he would be able to get her. Especially when Su Xiao Xiao had the looks, family background, and money. There were probably many men waiting in line for her. But Lin Hang was indeed a weirdo. He wasn't an ordinary person. Faced with Su Xiao Xiao's shameless pursuit, he still rejected her harshly. He didn't even try to be tactful. Han Yueyao wanted to comfort him, but she suddenly didn't know what to say. Perhaps others would never be able to empathize with her feelings. Yeah, last night, I cried for a long time. I went to the bar alone and drank until dawn. I was so sad. My greatest happiness here is to be with Lin and his friends. Everyone around him knows that I like him. The books say that sincerity can move metal and stone. It's all bullshit. I've been so good to him for so long, but he's still as cold-hearted as ever. but he fell in love with you at first sight. Su Xiaoxiao's eyes turned red again. Xiaoxiao, I'm sorry. Seeing Su Xiaoxiao's sadness, Han Yueyao suddenly apologized. It's not your fault. After all, you don't like that blockhead. Haha, I think it's karma. Look, I like him so much, but he doesn't care about me. But he likes you so much, but you don't care about him either. Heaven has eyes. Su Xiaoxiao laughed with tears in her eyes. Xiaoxiao, there are many good men out there. Maybe Lin Hang really isn't suitable for you. She said it from the bottom of her heart. It wasn't because of Lin Hang's identity as a car mechanic, but because of his eccentric personality. Maybe they wouldn't be happy after being together. After all, no one wanted to live with a weirdo for the rest of their life. Yao Yao today, I call my uncle. I told him that I've had enough of Imperial Star. I'm leaving. Hearing that Xiao was leaving, Han Yueyao felt sad. Although she knew that this golden branch and jade leaf wouldn't stay here for long, she was still a little dazed when this moment came. Then, what did President Su say? Chapter 3893. Of course my uncle will be happy. My family members are all in the army. If I tell them I'm going to the army, they'll laugh in their dreams. Does your father know about it? Why should I tell him? He'll just stay with his concubine. He doesn't need to care about me. When will you leave? In 2 days. So soon? Han Yuyao's breathing quickened. It's time to cut the Gordian knot. It'll only be more painful if it drags on. Does Lin Hang know about it? He doesn't need to know. He won't care anyway. I won't say goodbye to him. I'll disappear from his world silently. Su Xiaoxiao said slowly. Have you decided where to go? Yeah, to the Northwest Military Region. The Great Northwest, Han Yueyao frowned. The Northwest Military Region was known for its harsh geographical environment with perennial sandstorms. It was also remote and inconvenient. My family members are in the Southwest Military Region and the Northwest Military Region, so it's easier for them to enter. The Southwest Military Region belongs to my father, so I'd rather die than go there. So, I can only go to the Northwest Military Region. It's good. They say the army is the best training for people. Even bandits will be reborn after entering it. In a few years, I'll probably be a valiant female officer when I come out. Su Xiaoxiao sat up and put her arm around Han Yueyao's neck with her cell phone in hand. Come on, Big Yao. Let's take a picture. When I miss you, I'll look at the picture. Before Han Yueyao could pose, Su Xiaoxiao took several pictures, especially Guema. She was a person who did things swiftly and decisively. She dared to love, and had a forthright personality. So, Han Yueyao liked Su Xiaoxiao and treated her sincerely. Now that his only friend was about to leave, he felt quite disappointed. Yao, it's a good thing. I found my life goal. You must be happy for me. Yeah, I'm truly happy for you. Xiao, you'll get better and better. We'll all get better and better. Han Yueyao choked on her sobs. She tried not to cry, since she didn't want to be so emotional. What about you? Will you also boldly pursue your own happiness? My happiness. Han Yueyao was slightly surprised. My uncle is a famous bachelor in the circle. All these years, he only has Big Sister Huamin in his heart. But Big Sister Huamin, she'll never be with my uncle. Even if her husband wasn't around, she didn't choose my uncle. If my uncle continues like this, he'll die alone. Hearing the words die alone, Han Yueyao felt sad. She thought of Su Yu, such a glamorous person, such a powerful figure. It was really pitiful to be alone in a wheelchair when he was old. He won't. I'm sure he'll find his own home. Don't you want to be with him? Su Xiaoxiao glanced at her. Me? Don't joke around. I'm nothing. Han Yueyao laughed at herself. But you are the most suitable candidate. But I've entered the entertainment industry. The Su family won't want a woman from the entertainment industry. Han Yueyao knew that she had disobeyed Lady Su and forced her way into the entertainment industry. It seemed that a young lady of the Su family was getting farther and farther away from her position. Rules are dead, but people are alive. If you really want to, you will definitely. I think you can do this. You can get pregnant first. What's done can't be undone. When you have a child, it will be much easier to get married. My great-grandfather and the others will definitely agree. At that time, everyone will do it for the sake of the child. Who will care whether you are in the entertainment industry or not? If you don't care about anything else, you'll care about the child, right? Su Xiaoxiao's ideas were always the worst in history. Chapter 3894. It's easy for you to say. The problem is how to get pregnant with Su Yu's baby. Han Yueyao chuckled. It's easy. It's not easy at all. You know Zheng Ro, right? I heard she stayed in Su Yu's house for a long time, but failed. Han Yueyao seemed to be well informed. No. We won't start with my uncle. Then how do we get pregnant? Han Yueyao gaped, thinking Su Xiaoxiao was full of ideas. I heard from my aunt. Oh, my uncle's mother that last year on great-grandfather's birthday. In order to make him happy, she forced my uncle to freeze his sperm. She said that if he didn't get married by the time he was 40 years old, she would use the sperm to find a surrogate mother and give birth to a few test tube babies. Han Yueyao was dumbfounded by the huge amount of information she had to digest. Why are you so surprised? Now, it's not just our Su family. Rich families are all like this. In order to have more children, there are also some rich people whose sons are gay. In order to not have too many descendants, they also use this method. Okay, we poor people don't understand the world of the rich. Han Yueyao's eyes widened. Let me finish. Yao, I can steal my uncle's frozen sperm for you. Then you can get pregnant with his sperm. That's all. I think it's a good idea. Isn't it great? Su Xiaoxiao chuckled. It's despicable and shameless, Su Xiaoxiao. Xiaoxiao, you can't do it. It's against human morality. Stealing someone's sperm and having his baby without his knowledge. You're obviously up to no good. The baby will be innocent. Su, you will be innocent. And I'll be even more innocent. No. Don't talk nonsense. Han Yueyao waved her hands, thinking the idea was too horrible. They chatted for a while and stopped talking about it. Silently, Han Yueyao helped Su Xiaoxiao pack some simple clothes while they chatted. In the city, Zheng Ro's mysterious disappearance put great pressure on Gao Ran, the director of the Municipal Public Security Bureau. Secretary Zheng did not scold him directly, but his superiors at the provincial office were all in trouble. But after searching for so long, there was still no news of Zheng Ro. Gao Ran wondered if she was still alive. Chief Gao, your documents. All right, leave it here. Gao Ran nodded. He had been extremely busy recently. He pulled out the file and glanced at it, then pressed the internal line. Xiao Chun, come to my office. 5 minutes later, Chun Yuning walked in her police uniform with delicate makeup. It had to be said that she was the prettiest among the university students in recent years. She walked with her head held high and her chest puffed out. She always had a smile on her face, and her colleagues seemed to like her very much. Chief Gao, you called for me? All right, have a seat. Gao Ran waved his hand and let her sit on the chair opposite him. With a sweet smile, Chen Yuning sat down across from Gao Ran. Chief Gao, I'll get you a cup of tea. With her sharp eyes, she saw Gao Ran's teacup was empty. Immediately, she stood up and went to change the tea for Gao Ran. He had to admit that the girl was very sensible and observant. Xiao Chun, look at this first. When she came back, Gao Ran handed her a file. The girl took it with a smile, but after reading a few lines, her smile disappeared. She finished reading it with a dark face. Finally, she raised her head and looked at Gao Ran with tears in her eyes. Chief Gao, why did you transfer me? Did I do something wrong? Chapter 3895. No, you didn't do anything wrong at work. You did an excellent job, and the Baisha branch is short of people. I checked and found the Baisha branch is very close to your home. You can save half an hour by car every day. Your salary remains the same. Director Gao, I don't want to go. Why? I don't want to leave you. Gao Ran frowned slightly. I don't want to leave you and all my colleagues here. They've been very good to me. Little Chun, we're all adults. Don't be emotional. I know you don't want to leave them, but I made the decision after discussing it with my superiors. The Baisha branch is indeed short of staff. You've performed so well that the director of the Baisha branch mentioned you to me. Maybe you'll be transferred back in the future. Director Gao, can I stay here? Chen Yuning said with tears rolling down her cheeks. If Huamin and Qin Chu hadn't told him about this woman's true colors, he would have fallen for her. Gaoren would have been fooled by her acting. No, it's decided. You should get ready. After this week's work, you'll report to the Baisha branch next week. Okay, I got it. Chen Yuning stood up. Then she looked at Gao Ran with sad eyes. Chief Gao, did your wife say something to you that caused you to misunderstand me? It has nothing to do with my wife. Don't get her involved. Hearing about Zhu Lingling, Gao Ran was very protective of her. Okay, thank you, Director Gao, for your care. Chen Yuning bowed to Gao Ran to express her gratitude and then left. In fact, he should have transferred Chen Yuning a long time ago. But he had been so busy searching for Zheng Ro that he forgot about it. When he went to the provincial office last week for a meeting, Gao Ran mentioned it to the director of the Baisha branch. To his surprise, the director of the Baisha branch was so enthusiastic that he even received the document. Sending this woman away was also to reassure Lingling and make her feel better. In Gao Ran's heart, nothing was more important than his wife and son. Then, Gao Ran sent a picture to Zhu Lingling. The picture was about Chen Yuning's transfer order. Is she going to be transferred away? Zhu Lingling asked simply and rudely after looking at the document for a long time, but still couldn't understand it. Yes, I won't be at the municipal bureau next week. Wow, my husband is the best. My husband is awesome again this time? You're not going to deduct my pocket money. Are you going to buy shoes for me? Gao Ran laughed. Aya, why are you still talking about the past? Hubby, what do you want to eat tonight? I'll go to the supermarket to buy it. Australian lobster, give me one. Don't you think I look like an Australian lobster? Zhu Lingling asked angrily. Haha, honey, I knew you wouldn't last more than 3 seconds. No wonder Wei Yuan called you a tigress. What's wrong with a tigress? A tigress can at least ensure harmony in the family. If you were a sheep, you'd have been eaten alive. Yes, yes, yes. You're right. Hubby, after this vixen leaves, try to get as few female university students as possible. Get a few more men. It's a social recruitment. I don't have the final say. After all, our family doesn't own the municipal bureau. Gaoren didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Then I'll talk to Huamian and ask her to buy out the Municipal Public Security Bureau and make it our family's property. Gao ran. Meanwhile, in the office of Wei Liao's company, Suyu, Tang Chuan, and Wei Liao were drinking tea on the sofa. Old Wei, what do you think? Tang Chuan looked at Wei Liao with a teacup in his hand. I don't agree. Absolutely not, Wei Liao replied. Chapter 3896. Can you not be so stubborn? Suyu glanced at Wei Liao. It's not that I'm stubborn, but the Wei family won't compromise with Shun Mingxi's behavior. Tang Chuan chuckled. It's no use even if you don't compromise. Your sister has moved in with him. Wei Liao, Suyu coughed lightly and continued. Old Wei, calm down. We can't do anything about this. Your sister has met with me and expressed her strong desire to remarry. You know that your sister still loves Shen Mingxi. If you insist on separating the two of them, Wei will be single for the rest of her life. It's better for her to remarry Shen Mingxi. At least she'll have a family, right? Wei Liao remained silent upon hearing this. Tang Chuan secretly gave Suyu a thumbs up. He didn't expect Lord Su to be so persuasive. In short, now that this matter has come to this, your Wei family has lost face anyway. I reckon that for the time being, no one will dare to come out to your family to propose marriage to your sister. The Yi family's matter is even more shameful. Why don't you just fulfill the wish of others and remarry? I suggest that you remarry in a low-key manner. Are you bribed by my sister? Wei Liao looked at Suyu and asked. Huh, what a joke. I'm so expensive. Who can bribe me? But then again, your sister was able to run away because your son went easy on her. What's the point of you standing in the way of a marriage that everyone agrees on? Wei Liao didn't say anything. Obviously, he was swayed. Regarding this matter, I'm not asking you to relent all of a sudden, but please don't interfere, okay? I'm just afraid that Hui Yin, Wei Liao, and the others knew what he was thinking. Hua Yinyan's methods were vicious, and he was afraid that Wei Ying would continue to suffer. Let's wait and see. If Shen Mingxi can really do as he said and get rid of Hui Yinyan, then we'll take our time to think about it. Okay? Tang Chuan advised. Wei Liao continued to remain silent, but it was clear that he had accepted their explanation. Shen Mingxi had promised Su Yu that he would clean up Hui Yinyan, so everyone was waiting for the result. At 8 o'clock, that evening the first clear snow fell in the north. It was actually only the end of October. Perhaps the snow had come earlier this year. At 8 o'clock in the evening, it was already dark on Seaside Road. No one was willing to come to the seaside to enjoy the scenery. Shen Mingxi wore a camel-colored cashmere coat and sat in a black Mercedes-Benz. President Shen, it's all arranged. You can open it now. Shen Mingxi didn't say anything. Instead, he pressed a button on a monitor the size of a tablet in the car. The scene gradually became clearer. On the cold seaside, a group of men stood in a circle. Hua Yinyan knelt in the middle, her hair disheveled. Big brother Bao, it really wasn't me. Yinyan cried so hard that even her makeup was ruined. The man called Big Brother Bao grabbed Hui Yinyan's hair viciously. Damn it, little bitch. I trusted you so much. I loved you so much and spent so much money on you. You fucking cheated on me. And now you dare to contact that heavy smoker Su Shu and steal my goods. You're such a fucking dog. Su Shu is almost 60 years old, and he's not as good as he used to be. Do you think he'll make you happy if you work for him? Hui Yinyan felt a piercing pain in her scalp. Big brother Bao, it really wasn't me. I contacted Su Shu because of the stock market. I want to get my whole corporation back. You know that I've always wanted to get my whole corporation back. Shut up. Where are my goods? Where are they? Big brother Bao, a mafia figure who had lost a batch of goods for no reason, slapped Hui Yinyan hard in the face and pinched her chin tightly as he questioned her. Chapter 3897. That batch of goods. I really don't know about it. Brother Leopard, please believe me. Hua Yinyan knelt on the ground and begged bitterly. Tonight, Brother Leopard's men arrived at her place without a word. They did not even ring the doorbell and directly broke into the villa. They pulled Hui Yinyan, who was applying a facial mask, out. She was not mentally prepared at all. That was because she and Brother Leopard had been intimate recently. Relying on her cleverness and some of her unique skills in bed, she was very favored. Brother Leopard even promised to let her manage the internal affairs of the company. Who would have thought that this sudden misfortune would be so close? A week ago, Brother Leopard had a batch of goods from Southeast Asia on a fishing boat. He had already informed the customs. They were waiting to receive the goods and deliver them to the next buyer. Unexpectedly, when they received the goods tonight, all the people who went to receive the goods were injured. The goods were also missing. This batch of goods was worth tens of millions. Tens of millions was a huge sum of money for these underworld figures. After all, they depended on this for a living. Moreover, they were in the underworld. If they did not keep their word and could not deliver the goods to the next buyer, how could they establish themselves in the future? After thinking about it, Brother Leopard felt that there was a mole. Later on, he recalled that other than himself and a few of his confidants, only Hui Yinyan knew about this. That was because Hui Yinyan heard everything when he picked up the phone to set the location and time to receive the goods. An hour later, the spy reported that the batch of goods was actually in the Su family's warehouse. Su Shu was a local tyrant and a veteran. Although he seemed to be on good terms with Brother Leopard on the surface, the two of them had been secretly competing. Now that he received news that the goods were in Su Shu's hands, he did not know which warehouse it was in. After analyzing, Brother Leopard caught Hui Yinyan and determined that this woman was behind it. Hui Yinyan was also dumbfounded. She really did not know. Brother Leopard, believe me, I didn't do it. You might have been used by someone. I really didn't do this. You can check my phone, my whereabouts, and my call records. In order to prove her innocence, Hui Yinyan kept explaining. Brother Leopard didn't say anything. At this moment, Chang Zai walked over. He showed Hui Yinyan's phone to Brother Bao. There was a message from an unknown number. The time displayed was 1 minute ago. It said, "Baby, you did well. The goods are in my hands. I will reward you when I get back." After Brother Leopard finished reading, he was furious and kicked Hui Yinyan hard in the stomach. She was in so much pain that she bent over and rolled on the ground. If it had been in the past, Shen Mingxi might have felt heartache, sadness, and reluctance when he saw such a scene. After all, they were once in love. But now, Yin Yin, who was courting death, had already made him heartless. Shen Mingxi watched everything on the screen and listened to every word they said. He felt numb. He only knew that everything was going according to his plan. Now that the evidence is here, you still fucking quibble? Do you think I'm a fool? I'll ask you one last time. Which warehouse is that batch of goods in? If you don't fucking find it for me, I'll skin you alive today. Brother Bao, it really wasn't me. I was set up. Someone must have set me up. Hui Yinyan didn't know what to say. This was the first time she had taken the blame, but she didn't expect to take the blame for her life. Boss, don't talk nonsense with this little bitch. We'll go get the goods later. Changzai whispered beside him. Brother Bao gritted his teeth. Fuck, tie her to a rock and throw her overboard. Yes, boss. Brother Bao, I beg you. No, help me. Huinyan desperately cried for help, but no passerby would save her. He watched as those people tied a big rock to her body and brought her onto the boat. Throw her far away. Fuck, I don't want to see this bitch again. Don't let her body float up. After saying this, the man called Brother Bao turned and left. Shen Mingxi quietly watched everything unfold before him. Chapter 3898. When Hua Yinyan was brought onto the boat, the surveillance was cut off. About half an hour later, Shen Mingxi received a secret phone call. Brother Shun, it's done. She's dead. Did you see it with your own eyes? Shen Mingxi seemed to think that Hua Yinyan was too cunning and was worried. Yes, the stones on her body weigh dozens of pounds. She won't float up if she sinks. Even if the rope ages and breaks away from the stones, it might take a year or two. In a year or two, the body might be eaten up by sharks and decomposed. Okay, Shen Mingxi hung up and left slowly with his men. Before he left, he took a look at the surveillance video. Put on gloves, pack it up, and mail it to Gao Ran. Don't leave any fingerprints. Yes, boss. Shen Mingxi mailed the video to Gao Ran to tell him that Hui Yanyan had been killed. Brother Bao was also jailed as a murderer. Neither of them was a good person. Shen Mingxi's plan killed 2 birds with 1 stone. No, it should be 3 birds, because Brother Bao's men also revealed the goods in Su Shu's warehouse. This time, Gao Ran got lucky. Not only did he solve the murder case in time, but he also got lucky. Not only did he not only solve the murder case, but he also raided 2 mafia dens and intercepted a batch of important goods. The leaders of the municipal bureau were very happy. They didn't continue to make things difficult for Gao Ran because of Zheng Ro. Since then, Hui Yinyan's absurd life had finally come to an end. The Hua family was truly wiped out. After all, Hua Min wasn't a member of the Hua family, and Hua Xiqian was adopted. The only fish that escaped the net was Brother Bao's man, Changzai. For some reason, this guy escaped very quickly. When the police started to arrest him, he was already out of the country. Of course, if he didn't come back, no one would know this secret. They didn't know that this big show was actually made up by young Master Shun. His purpose was to get rid of Hua Yinyan. Shen Mingxi was in a bad mood when he returned to the villa that night. Although he didn't kill Hua Yinyan with his own hands, he did plan it. He orchestrated a trap, bribed Changzai, and implicated Brother Leopard, Su Shu, and other underworld bosses. Hua Yinyan died without a sound. Even her body could not be recovered. This was the first time he had done something like this, and it was with someone he had once shared a bed with. Shen Mingxi's heart felt heavy, very stifling. Sir, would you like some supper? Hearing the sound of the door opening, the nanny walked out and asked quietly, I'm not hungry. Go rest, Shen Mingxi replied listlessly. He looked at his watch. It was already 1:30 in the morning. 1.5 hours had passed since Hua Yinyan sank to the bottom of the sea and died. Shen Mingxi took off his jacket and went into the study upstairs. He picked up a bottle of Lafite from the bookshelf, poured himself a glass, and drank. His past with Hua Yinyan flashed through his mind like a movie. If Hua Yinyan hadn't taken things too hard, courted death, and didn't make such a fuss, maybe he had already married her. Did Shen Mingxi love Hua Yinyan? The answer, of course, was love, but it could only be said that he loved her. Shen Mingxi was not as devoted as Qin Shu and Su Yu, who only loved one person deeply. He was just an ordinary man. He could fall in love with someone else. He could also forget his ex. It was a mistake that most men would make. Save me, save me. In his mind, Hua Yinyan's last shrill cry replayed frequently in his mind. Shen Mingxi put down the wine glass and held his head. He felt guilty. Tonight, he killed someone, and it was the woman he once loved. Uncle Shun, a young voice at the door, pulled him back to reality. Chapter 3899. Tian, why aren't you asleep yet? I'm scared. Tian was wearing a white cotton nightgown. Barefooted, she slowly walked to Shen Mingxi's side. Why aren't you wearing shoes? The floor is cold. Shen Mingxi looked at the child's feet and frowned slightly. I had a nightmare, Uncle Shun. What's wrong? Shen Mingxi was not in the mood to talk to the child, so his tone was perfunctory. Unexpectedly, Tian took the initiative to walk over and sit on Shen Mingxi's lap. She leaned her small body against his broad chest. Uncle Shun, I had a terrible dream. I dreamed that my mother was dead. Her face was covered in blood, and she kept screaming for help. If it were any other time, Shen Mingxi might not have reacted. After all, he did not care whether Hua Yinyan was dead or alive. But tonight, Tian's words made him shudder violently. Uncle Shun, what's wrong? Tian looked up and saw Shen Mingxi's ugly expression. She asked with an innocent look in her eyes. No, nothing. It was just a dream. Don't be scared. When Shen Mingxi said this, his heart was in a mess. Tian was Hua Yinyan's child. Mother and daughter were connected by heart. Perhaps there was some sign or telepathy. Uncle Shun, I want to call Mom. I think it was a little bad of me to treat her like that. After all, she's my mother and she loves me. Do you mind? Shen Mingxi did not expect the child to suddenly say that she wanted to call her mother. No, I don't mind. Then can I use your cell phone to try? Mine is out of battery. I'm charging it in the bedroom. Okay. After saying that, Shen Mingxi slowly picked up the cell phone on the table and handed it to Tian. In front of him, Tian dialed the number Hua Yinyan always used. The call actually went through, but no one picked up. It rang many times, but no one picked up. Now that he thought about it, the phone must have been left at Hua Yinyan's residence. When she was caught by Brother Bao and his gang, it was unexpected, so she could not have brought her cell phone with her. That's strange. Why isn't Mom picking up the phone? Is she asleep? Perhaps. Shen Mingxi's expression was very unnatural. Uncle Shun, I miss Mom. You're not angry, are you? I'm not angry. That's good. I'll call again tomorrow. Anyway, there's still time. Uncle Shun, you should go to bed early. Then, Tian kissed Shen Mingxi's teeth throughout the entire process. Shen Mingxi's expression was numb. Shen thinking. Hua Yinyan was indeed Tian's last family in this world. S left, S a dead. Ts or hurt T. One side felt that Hua Yinyan's death was the right thing to do. Shen Mingxi thought his has caused Tian to be an orphan. Shen Mingxi didn't know that Tian had a strange smile on her face when she walked out of the study. She was still young, so she didn't know the whole story. But she knew that Shen Mingxi would definitely get rid of her mother. He definitely would. Judging from his expression, he must have done it tonight. Shen Mingxi called just now to confirm this. But would never not pick up her phone, even in the middle of the night. There's only one possibility. She's dead. South Hill Manor. When Gao Ran received the video, he went to arrest the culprit. After interrogating him, he found out what happened. He immediately called Qin Chu. It was 5 in the morning. Chu, Hui Yinyan has been killed. Chapter 3900. Gao Ran's voice wasn't soft, so it startled Huamin, who had been sleeping beside Qin Chu because of her pregnancy. She turned over and rested her head on Qin Chu's arm as she listened to their conversation. Qin Chu turned up the volume on his cell phone. Who killed her? A bunch of gangsters. Do you know Brother Bao from Fuhu Hall? I don't know. Qin Chu really didn't care about the gangsters in the society. After a few years of crackdown, the gangsters in the north had already turned to business. Not many of them still fought and killed. In fact, Su Shu and Brother Bao were at most street gangsters who did some dishonorable things. They had nothing to do with the real gangsters, so it wasn't strange that Qin Chu didn't know them. Oh, anyway, it's Hui Yinyan's backer. He's a gangster. He's a typical fierce person. Hui Yinyan wanted him to give her money to spend, and she could show off and be a gangster sister-in-law. Gao Ran also learned about this from Brother Bao's men. Then why did he kill her? Gao Ran told Qin Chu what happened. I have an anonymous video here. You'll understand after you watch it. Okay. After hanging up, Gao Ran sent the video to Qin Chu's phone. Qin Chu and Huamin opened the video and saw Hui Yinyan's last words before she died. To be honest, Hui Yinyan deserved more than death. She didn't deserve any sympathy. But it had to be said that her death was quite tragic. There wasn't even a corpse. In other words, she couldn't be buried. This was probably the most embarrassing outcome. Qin Chu deliberately moved the video away after watching the end. He was afraid that Huamin would feel sad when she saw it. She was pregnant after all, so she might have some emotional fluctuations. Hubby, I'm fine. I'm not a saint. I won't sympathize with her. It's good that she's dead. She can reincarnate early and start anew in her next life. Huamin was very rational about this matter. Hui Yinyan should have died a long time ago. She shouldn't have lived until now. If it wasn't for Huamin keeping her alive, Qin Chu might have already made a move on her. This woman brought this upon herself. She really doesn't deserve any sympathy. Qin Chu put down his phone expressionlessly. But there's something I find very strange. Do you want to ask who took the video? Qin Chu leaned over and gently hugged Huamin's shoulder. No wonder you're my husband. You're so smart. You even guessed it. Obviously, the person who took the video saw Hui Yinyan die with his own eyes. He didn't call the police or save her, but he sent the video to the Municipal Public Security Bureau afterward to let people know that Hui Yinyan is dead. Just now, old Gao said that one of Big Brother Bao's trusted subordinates ran away. So it's very obvious. Qin Chu continued his analysis. He did it, right? Huamin already had the answer in his heart. That day when he was eating soup dumplings with Su Yu, he ran into Shun Mingxi and Wei Ying. When Wei Ying said that she wanted to remarry him, Shun Mingxi made a promise in front of them. He promised that he would get rid of Hui Yinyan. With Shun Mingxi's personality, it was impossible for him to kill Hui Yinyan with his own hands. So, he did a good job of getting someone else to do the dirty work. Yeah, it can only be him. He must have bribed Big Brother Bao's subordinate and set up this trap. Qin Chu agreed with his wife's guess. I didn't expect that Hui Yinyan would die in his hands. Huamin sighed with emotion. Back then, Shun Mingxi had almost made the whole world his enemy to protect Hui Yinyan. But now, so you have to pay for what you did. Qin Chu borrowed a famous saying. Honey, do you think the whole family is dead now? Huamin sighed with emotion. No, there's one more person. Who? Chapter 3901. Our Dr. Hua. Huamin, honey, don't joke with me. I thought you were going to say Huasiqian. Okay, I'll stop teasing you. You might have forgotten someone else. Who? Huamin racked his brains and searched through the entire Hua family, but he still couldn't find anyone. Hui Yinyan's daughter. Qin Chu didn't remember the name of the child. He vaguely remembered that she had come to their house to play with Pudding and Little Bean. My goodness, I can't believe I forgot about her. Hua Mian had to admit that she had been dumb for 3 years after she got pregnant. After she got pregnant, her IQ plummeted. How could she forget such a big loophole? Although the child's surname isn't Hua, do you think she's a member of the Hua family? Qin Shu asked her. Yes, Hua Yinyan is Hua Yinyan's child. She's Hua Zhenghai's only daughter. Tian Tian is Hua Yinyan's daughter. So she's a member of the Hua family. If you didn't mention it, I would have forgotten about the child. I wonder how Shan Mingxi will deal with the child after this incident. With his personality, I'm sure he won't kill her, Qin Shu analyzed. Yes, but I have to say something heartless. If he doesn't kill her, I'm afraid there will be endless trouble in the future. Although he didn't have any contact with the child, from the news he had heard, the child wasn't easy to deal with. Shen Mingxi knew this from the incident overseas. Unfortunately, he had always believed that the child was innocent. That's his family's business. It has nothing to do with us. Qin Shu didn't like to poke his nose into other people's business, so he didn't discuss Hua Yinyan's orphan. Hua Min, on the other hand, was worried about Wei Ying. Let's see how Shen Mingxi will deal with the child. It depends on the Wei family's attitude. The next day, the news of Hua Yinyan's death spread through the company. The people's WeChat group exploded. Zhu Lingling, throwing flowers to celebrate the death of another bitch. Zhu Lingling hated Hua Yinyan to the core. She had looked down on Hua Yinyan since they were in school. Tang Chuan, I heard the good news early in the morning, so I ate another tea egg. Qin Ning, I don't know her, so I don't care. But seeing how much everyone hates her, it's better for her to die. Suyu, oh, there's nothing to celebrate. This woman will die sooner or later. It's no surprise. Tang Chuan, young Master Wei, you should let go of your sister's matter this time, right? That bitch is dead. Jiang Xiaowei, Master Wei is still asleep. Tang Chuan, looks like Master Wei overindulged himself last night. Jiang Xiaowei, Tang Chuan, is it really okay for you to tell dirty jokes all morning? Tang Chuan, I'm telling dirty jokes. Is there a difference between day and morning? What a joke. I couldn't control myself when the inspiration came. Zhu Lingling, where's Mian? Where's my Mian? Hua Min, I'm here. Zhu Lingling, what's your opinion on this? Hua Min, I want to ask about Wei Ying's sister. How did Shen Mingxi deal with Hua Yinyan's daughter? After Hua Min finished speaking, everyone fell silent. Jiang Xiaowei, this is indeed the main point. My husband said last night that if that girl continues to stay with the Shun family, the Wei family won't let Wei Ying marry into our family. If she insists, we'll cut ties with her. Zhu Lingling, slightly, is your sister-in-law still living with the Shun family? Jiang Xiaowei, no, she left a long time ago. She's living in her own apartment. In the group chat, everyone was talking about Hua Yinyan's death and making plans for Wei Ying's future. At the airport in Sea City, a woman with wavy hair wearing a long black cashmere coat, a black mask, and tea-leaf sunglasses walked out in a low profile. She was followed by a tall bodyguard with blonde hair and blue eyes. 5 years. I've been away for 5 years. Suyu, I'm back. The woman smiled coldly. Chapter 3902. Wei Ying was the happiest person in the world about Hua Yinyan's death. The others were just onlookers while she was the one benefiting from it. Perhaps she should have realized that Shen Mingxi was doing this for her. After all, Shen Tian had promised her in person. However, Wei Ying wasn't as happy about Hua Yinyan's death as she had imagined. She even seemed a little panicked. Inside Wei Ying's luxurious apartment, Jiang Xiaowei received Wei Ying's call and hurried over after taking the kids to school. Wei Ying didn't look well. It seemed she hadn't slept well in the past few days. The Wei family had never liked Shen Mingxi. Although Shen Mingxi had been persuaded by Su Yu, he hadn't gotten any results yet. Now that the news of Hua Yinyan's death had spread, Shen Mingxi had given the Wei family an explanation. At least, he had expressed his determination to remarry Wei Ying. Sis-in-law, sit down. My room is a little messy. I'll clean it up. Don't. I have to go to the Municipal Public Security Bureau in a bit. Let's talk. Jiang Xiaowei stopped Wei Ying from cleaning up the room. Wei Ying sat across from Jiang Xiaowei in milky white pajamas. Sis-in-law, what did my brother say? Your brother said that even if the older one is gone, there's still the younger one. Does he have to get rid of Tian Tian? Your second brother didn't say he had to kill the kid. But if the kid is still alive, you two will be in trouble. I still can't believe that Mingxi actually killed someone for me. Don't say that. Shen Mingxi didn't kill her. It was those gangsters. Yes, I know. But Big Bro Mingxi is definitely involved. I know he must be blaming himself. He did all this for me. Wei Ying's heart was heavy. She felt pressured. So, what do you think? Or do you want to remarry? I don't want to be separated from him in the future. I want to live a good life after we remarry. Sister-in-law, I'm not young anymore. I don't want to go through this anymore. I want to have a child with Mingxi and live a good life. That's not a problem, but I'll say the same thing again. Our family still hopes that I'll deal with this matter together before we talk about the two of you. Sister-in-law, Tian Tian is just a child. Hua Yinyan is already dead. If we continue to let him have children, won't we be driving him to his death? Wei Ying loved Shen Mingxi very much and considered everything from his point of view. Some even complained that their families were too harsh. Xiaoying, you have to know that we are doing this for your own good. This time, Jiang Xiaowei didn't side with Wei Ying. She had discussed this issue with Huamin more than 5 times in private. Shen Mingxi and Wei Ying loved each other. It wasn't wrong for Shen Mingxi to treat Wei Ying well. But if the child was always between them, they would not have a good life. Perhaps many people thought that the Wei clan was being unreasonable, making a mountain out of a molehill. After all, Tian Tian was just a child. But one shouldn't underestimate children, especially children nowadays. She could really be said to be a custom-made bomb that could destroy a happy marriage at any time. Huamin wasn't an alarmist, and Jiang Xiaowei wasn't an idiot who couldn't see through her stubbornness. While everyone else had the same attitude, Wei Ying was the only one who was kind enough to let it go for the sake of love. She was too obsessed with it. Sister-in-law, I know everyone is doing this for my own good, but I don't want to force him. Wei Ying cried. Her eyes were red, and Jiang Xiaowei felt bad for her. You're tuning into the Romance Rendezvous YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.